What's happening, guys? Hey, motherfuckers! Did you like that? Did you like that little opening? Hopefully that worked out. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Don't do that. I'm here. That's right. Did you guys see that little opening? Okay. Did some of you guys miss it? That's right. Got an intro for the vodka stream too. Here. Just because some of you might have missed it. Show it right here. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. Been having fun with some intros, that's for damn sure. Like I said, when it comes to this, the old setting, it's just because it's the vodka stream, okay? It's the vodka stream. It's not, there's no set topics really. I mean, obviously, we're probably going to talk about some of the things that happened this week, but it's just laid back, got my vodka. And speaking of the vodka, guys, guess what I got? Got the Tito's today, motherfucker. That's right. Let me get that off there. Went for the Tito's today. I know you guys, you always would cringe when I say, like, I drink in the Smirnoff. You should get Tito's. You should get Tito's. So I got the Tito's tonight. And, yep, it's pretty delicious. So cheers, guys. Welcome to the vodka stream. Oh, what a week. What a week. What a week. Man, I tell you what. Whoo. What? Released a Tango and Cash Cut. Yeah, I've kind of been having like a theme of kind of Ocean's 11 / Nice Guys / I don't know. But I did do another intro for my normal videos that it's a little more energetic, a little more rocky. Not rocky, rockish, I should say. But anyways, what's happening, guys? Welcome to the vodka stream. I tell you what, it has been a long ass week. Do Four Loco stream? I don't know about that. I've had Four Locos in my day, and I tell you what, because that's like the energy drink, right? With tequila. No, thank you. I'm done with that. I remember for a while there when I was like in my 20s, and I was going out during the week, even. I would be drinking vodka Red Bulls like crazy. That was my drink of choice. That was very stupid because I just could not. Anyone else's stream lagging? Hopefully not. Hold on a sec. Let's make sure the stream. I think everybody's pretty good. Let's see. Let me make sure here. Let's go all the way. It seems to be working pretty good. Might want to check that internet connection. What's up, Jose? Hey, are you doing today? Real Dave? Yeah, I'm the real Dave Pena. Okay. Yeah, somebody made a fake account. I guess I've made it, guys. Somebody made a fake account earlier. All of a sudden, a bunch of people were like, dude, is this you? They were hitting me up going, did you just make another account? And I'm like, no. And sure enough, they followed me. They followed a bunch of people. And it was like, okay, somebody is making fake accounts about me. I guess when you truly make it, people are going to start making fake Twitter accounts. So be wary, guys. I only own 2 accounts, which is that and the Casual Bat account, which I have not tweeted on a bunch. I admit. It's been a long week. Like I said, I told you guys I've been out in the field. Did you guys see the image that I posted from where I've been all week? Let me show you guys. It's pretty awesome, but at the same time, a lot of hills to walk. So my legs are dead. My legs are dead. Legs are fucking dead, I tell you. Oops, not that. I'll show you right here. Boop. Okay, so there you go. Oh, I should do this. Look at that scenery. Look at that scenery right there. The ultimate social distancing right there. The sound muted? I hope not. We good? You guys can hear me, right? Hoskins pretending to be me. I know a lot of people are thinking it's Hoskins, but we're good. I only own 2 accounts, which is that and the Casual Bat. Okay, just making sure audio's fine. Okay, see, that's a problem. Like you're trying to gauge whether things are working right, but sometimes people have interesting stuff. So, or like internet connection problems or whatever problems. But look at that view. Look at that. Gorgeous, right? Yeah, that's from Lake Arrowhead. That's where I've been working. All week, just fielding stuff and everything. It's been pretty nice. So, but yeah, when we were driving up, there was like a big layer of fog that was happening right there, and it just was like absolutely gorgeous. And we stopped we stopped the truck and took a picture. So that was pretty cool stuff. I thought that was good and everything. So Kevin Smith was talking about how he loves Zack's style and he believes it's best for because Kevin Smith, and that's the thing. I know a lot of people have been iffy on Kevin Smith when it comes to the Snyder Cut, when it comes to anything, because he at first didn't really like Batman vs Superman as much, but then I guess he when he rewatched it and watched the Ultimate Edition, he actually liked it a lot more. And I know some of the louder people still can't accept him. That's the problem when it comes to fandom. That's one of the really bad things when it comes to fandom. When you say a bad thing one time, that's it. You can never change your mind. It's done. That's who you are. You can never change it up. So when it comes to Kevin Smith, I mean, he's always been a supporter. He's always said like, yeah, Warner Brothers should show us that cut. Please show us that cut. Please. So it's always nice. I mean, he's been talking about it forever. So I love Kevin Smith. So I don't care what anybody says. Yes, Kevin Smith does smoke weed. Nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? It's legal. It's fine. Yeah. Hey, man, if I could, I would. And congrats to the TPZ guys and whoever else. Like I said, I try not to have a problem with them. I know some of them don't like me, and I've had issues with some of those guys before. And I know on the live show, I was talking about the Snyder fandom and all the infighting that's been happening. But congrats to those guys. Like I said, those guys, the TPZ guys, they have a direct line to Snyder. They do. Obviously, look what happened. If you go, they had a Zoom session with him. They didn't do it publicly, which is totally fine. They had a private Zoom session with the man himself. That just shows you right there that they have a direct line with him. When you see a main TPZ guy talking about like something's coming or something's going to happen or blah, 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 you better fucking keep your eyes open. That's what I've gathered. Okay. And look what that's the thing. That's who has a direct line to God, guys. Oh, Lord Snyder. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to all that stuff, yeah, trust those guys, please. What? Hoskins, Steven Seagal. All right. Thanks for joining, Star Wars fan. Did you really have a stream with? I know. Steven, Mr. Gilbert posted a nice little image of us and Swenson with Joss Whedon. It was pretty funny. I love that. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually took that out of context. I think Colbert actually said that too. And we're probably going to have some of those guys on here tonight too, because I was going to do a solo show, but I thought, some stuff happened, with certain people wearing a shirt that, like I said in the video last night, guys, I mean, if you're offended by what happened on Harley Quinn, fuck off. I mean, and the people that were offended in my mentions, the ones that I talked to, and that were pushing back against it, they didn't like the show to begin with. They're not a fan of the show. And I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. And then when it comes to the guys that were hoping that there was going to be a meltdown and they're like, they're making fun of you. Ah! First off, that character that they had that wore the Release the Snyder Cut shirt, that's them. That's what they look like. If you actually saw what they look like, for fuck's sake, that's pretty much what they kind of look like. So yeah, it was very interesting. And so those guys that were hoping for like full on meltdowns was like, you got to be fucking ridiculous. So yeah, I try to get the Comic Marks guys on tonight, but they just said 2 hours with Garza wore them out. I'm just kidding. I love you, Garza. Don't worry. I actually went onto their chat, the Real Motion, Real Anarchy podcast stream. They had the comic movie marks on there. And I went on there. I was listening. I was listening to most of the show, and I decided to just chime in and say, like, after party right here, motherfuckers. Yeah, with the Tito's. Let's do it. Bob Chipman. Is that guy still alive? I don't know. I'm sure his blood pressure is pretty. Yeah, Real in Motion. Sorry, I always, because I know it's Real Anarchy and then Real in Motion. I always get that confused. Hey, cheers, brother. Yeah. And I might get that. I might get that other shirt. I mean, that was the beauty part about the Harley Quinn thing, was the fact that now there's another campaign that's going to be donations for a nice shirt that's just like that. And so I mean, right there. So thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Harley Quinn show marketing is fucking brilliant move by Warner Brothers. So basically, I'm hoping March they would release. Yeah, March. Are you talking about March and last year or next year? Last year. We're gonna go back in time. I don't know. We'll see, man. Yeah. They might have done that just to gauge some reactions. To be honest, I don't know. Who knows? It could have been just like a whole thing. Like, let's gauge the reactions and see what happens. You know, and the normal people, the people that pretty much that they kind of based that character off of, they were not happy with it. But they didn't have, like, a lot of those guys didn't even have a meltdown. They didn't have a meltdown about it. They didn't. You know, I saw really no meltdowns at all. Like I said, I went back and forth with a couple of people in my mentions, but both of those guys were not fans of the Harley Quinn show at all. So it just shows you right there that everybody's okay with it. It was free marketing. It's publicity. I can never say that. Publicity. So we got to look at it like that. It's a total fucking W. Okay. You got to be able to make fun of yourself. Okay. We can't take everything that seriously. We really can't. So, and you never know. They could have been using that just to gauge reaction. Hopefully that was the case. I don't know. I think it was a step forward, to be honest. Okay. And I think Snyder himself would think it's a step forward. Okay. Yeah, he might be like, but I think he would ultimately say it's a step forward. Uh-oh. Somebody's mentioning me here. Huh? Sorry, guys. I was just looking. Okay. Just had an old friend of mine, because all this quarantine, not an old friend, a friend of mine, well, that I've known for a while. She just posted something saying she's missing everybody because of the quarantine stuff, missing going and getting drinks. Tell you what, I miss going out. I do. I mean, it's funny because with this whole quarantine stuff, I'm like, a lot of the times, like after a long week, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. But if I get hit up by a friend, hey, let's go get a drink, or let's go, or come over, I'm down. I'm going to do it. So I'm missing that. I'm definitely missing that. I think tomorrow, I'm going to do a bunch of like Zoom stuff with friends and everything. Probably finish this bottle off. Watch. Yeah. I have no idea who animated that guy. I don't know who animates them, so I'm not too sure. Exactly. They literally acknowledge. Exactly. It's an acknowledgement of Snyder Cut. It's fucking mainstream now. That's what's so good. I mean, look where we are now compared to 2 years ago. Okay. When just like a Snyder Cut was just a wet dream that we all had. We woke up with soiled sheets about, because we saw, and you know, we all had to come down from like kidding ourselves. And like I said, this is going to be displayed in what I've been talking about, when I'm going to have like a Snyder Cut series from, like, you know, a timeline of just videos talking about everything. I'm going to fucking watch, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to me watching my first reaction video, and I did a follow-up video, and maybe I'll probably even watch my film review. I don't know. I'm going to just go over like my initial reaction. I'll even talk about when I was debunking all the fucking rumors, because I didn't want to, none of us believed that Warner Brothers was trying to redo a movie in 6 fucking months. Nobody thought that. Nobody did. Okay. So I was debunking the shit out of everything. And I've gotten that thrown in my face by some of those, toxic people. Remember when you talked about this? You were wrong about that. And I'm like, yeah, what, you actually believed that all the shit was happening? Bullshit. We all didn't want to believe it. But it's so I'm going to talk about all of that stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I can imagine Snyder giving them the go ahead to do that. I don't know about giving the go ahead. I wouldn't say that because I mean they didn't use his full name and everything. Yep, I hit 7K on Twitter. I keep on fluctuating. I keep on going above it. I was like, I got to like 710, and then it went down, probably because I tweeted out about Ben Shapiro, and I was like, just let the guy fucking, let him support it. Who cares? And now I've been kind of fluctuating too. Mr. Andy Signard no longer follows me. No longer follows me after our little tiff. He's not in, because like the first couple days when he was talking about that, he was hitting me up to go on his stream, which I should have gone on the stream. I mean, I know Garza went on there and did a good job talking about a lot of things, but I probably should have went on the stream when he invited me, but I didn't want to go into a shit show like Gob did. Gob went into like a fucking lion's den. That's the thing though. I'd rather do a one-on-one. I'd rather do a one-on-one than just go into a fucking panel of people that are just going to try to rip you apart, to be honest, even though I could probably handle myself, but I don't know. I didn't want to go to, and I know you guys like the video that I did, but I didn't really like it. I thought it was half-assed and I probably shouldn't have brought up certain things, whether they're true. But, yeah, that guy, I don't know. I don't know about that guy. No, there's nothing to be sorry about. I mean, I just didn't, I just acted more toxic, I guess. I didn't think that video out because I just didn't have enough time. So I don't know. I just like, but with that little misstep that I thought I had, which some of the things in there I was perfectly okay with, but bringing up, the past stuff that he went through and stuff like that and fixating on that, I shouldn't have done that. But that inspired me to be like, see, don't feed the trolls. Please don't feed the trolls. And that's the thing. I was all about just like, hey, let's just relax and be civil about it. Let's go over the talking points. Let's not act like this and act like that. So, but it actually inspired me to want to do this series of videos about the Snyder Cut. Mr. Fatal J, you motherfucker. I'm going to get you on this shit again. Getting drunk. Are you getting drunk? Apparently you're getting drunk. You sounding like you're getting drunk over there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start sending some invites out then. Let's get a panel discussion going about all this. My computer. Stop acting. Ooh, this thing's got my laptop up too. You didn't miss anything. Don't worry. It was just that was a couple weeks ago where you've been drunk, huh? Good job, man. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's Friday. I had a long ass week. Like I said, I've been fucking doing physical work. See, that's one thing. That's one thing about my job is like it could be both. It could be both physical and then of course just office stuff too. But right now I'm just like, oh man, can I just like stay in the office, please? Can I just please just stay in the office? I just want to stay in the office for a bit and just relax. I don't know. Did you see the article? Yeah, I saw. You know what? I didn't see the article, but somebody told me about that. That's very interesting. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm really going to have to check that out. Somebody like send that article to me because I heard about that and I'm wondering about that. I might have to ask somebody about that. See what's up. The edibles have kicked in. There you go. Pew! That warmth, that feeling where your head just kind of gets a little weightless, right? I love it. Well, good night, Mr. Ascended Agent. That thing we talked about, I'll try to get it to you tomorrow. There's a little something that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on a lot of shit. Speaking of that, before guests start rolling in, let me bring this up again because I brought it up on the live stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the Film Junkee lives I did Monday through Wednesday. I think that's perfect. Took the night off yesterday, but what I'm going to do with those Film Junkee lives, even for clips and clips on this show on the Vodka stream, I want to put on my second channel. My second channel right now, it says Film Junkee News. It's a channel that I created like 2.5 years ago, and when this channel almost got pulled, so I created the other channel that's simply called Film Junkee. I want you guys to go and subscribe to it if you haven't already. And I'm going to just, little clips, funny moments that happen on the Vodka stream, or little, going over topics, clips of topics. I think I'm going to call it, I don't know, maybe Film Junkee Shots or Film Junkee Fragments, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to exactly call it yet. I might run a poll or something tomorrow on Twitter. But go and subscribe to that channel. I'm going to start just throwing clips from all the live stuff on there. It'll be multiple stuff, just kind of break it up. I think it'll be I think it'd be pretty cool because, a lot of other channels that do live stuff do that. And I figured, yeah, that's actually a smart thing to do. So make sure you subscribe to that. I think that'd be cool. I subbed to both channels back in the day. I appreciate it. Especially, oh yeah, Film Junkee Shorts. Not bad. That's not a bad one too. Film Junkee Cuts. I like that. See, you guys are coming up. You guys are giving me some ideas. I'm liking that. See, it's just there's so many different things. I don't want to do bits or clips because those have been done. I've seen those been done with those other channels. But did I send down the stuff? Just making sure that sent the link. Oh, I didn't. Oh, shit. Sorry. Did I not? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. Never mind. Sorry, I thought I didn't send an invite. Just waiting on them. Okay. Boop. Okay. So our Film Junkee Reels, there's that. Dark and Gritty again. What is that? You should do a best of Vodka comp. Yeah. And have every second where Amanda is on screen. I like that. Dave, what's your favorite Avengers movie? I would probably say Infinity War. If you're talking about just the 4 Avengers movies, I would say Infinity War is my favorite. It used to be the first Avengers, but I think Infinity War is it's better. It's definitely better. Yeah. I would say Age of Ultron is the worst one. Boop. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Jay. And I love you. That's for sure. All right. We got our first guest here. He has arrived. So here we go. Mr. Chris Wong Swenson.
Hey.
He is
Aloha
back.
Friday.
There you go. Wow. You got a full glass too. Cheers, brother.
Dude, I refilled it already.
You don't. Hey, don't.
It's like it's getting empty.
And yeah, this is not my first one. I know. I was showing everybody that I went the Tito's route tonight.
Oh,
yeah, I changed it up from Smirnoff. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
you got to change it up every now and again. I was like, I was at the store and I was looking at both. I'm like, yes, Smirnoff's cheaper, but the Tito's is calling me right now. I don't know. I need to change up the vodka. And then I was looking at Kettle One. I was looking at Absolute, Sky. They're all right there.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, I'm gonna go with the Tito's tonight. So.
Yeah, in Hawaii, they's got a lot of flavors, dude. You got Lilikoi. You can do all that. Well, it's a little real fruity, but it's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So how you doing, man? How was your week?
It's getting busier. Like I think because like our case count is like very low now. Like I think with everybody's coming out of it, we only have 87 actual active cases right now.
Yeah,
where it used to be like 600. So people are like, I want to get back to work.
Dude, I've noticed that. I've actually noticed that. I gauge it over here with the traffic, obviously, because Southern California's got some of the worst traffic. ever. So I've noticed that the traffic has gotten a little bit worse because I mean when the thing was like really in the shit, I mean there was like no traffic at all. Now I'm kind of there's the little spots, the spots that normally get congested are starting to get congested again on my commute home. And I'm going, okay, people are starting to go back to work. I mean, over here in California, I mean, they were opening up some of the beaches, and then the governor was like, yeah.
I saw videos of that. Holy shit.
Huntington Beach. And then, of course, a lot of people are like, look at these freaking, these people are going to kill us all. And I'm like, relax. Don't get that doom and gloom, okay? Yeah. Don't get that doom and gloom just yet. So, but then the governor decided, okay, we're closing it all again. And now they're protesting. And now even more people are out there.
More people are out there. Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, damn, I would want to get stuck in that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. The way I look at it is it's been what? How long have we been in this thing? Like
since March 14th. Well, I think that's when we had it.
So about a month and a half. People are just getting anxious now.
They're getting stir crazy, man.
Yeah, when I go to the store, I'm seeing people just walk in without masks now. I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to see people like it got to a point where everyone was wearing a mask. Now I've gone to the store and I've seen a couple of people just not wearing masks. They're just like, fuck it, and I totally understand it. I totally understand it. They're just tired. They're getting tired. At the same time, I'm going, okay. Well, like you said, the cases are going down, and I haven't really seen too many. Like when we were in the thick of it, it's like every day, like fucking 5 times a day.
Right.
There's this many cases now. The U.S. is beating everybody, and blah 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 blah. Blah. It's just like nonstop. The latest thing I saw when it came to Southern California was they're saying now that people had it at the end of last year, and we're already like a lot of people have already had it. They've already passed it along. It's already gone. Right. I've seen that.
There weren't enough tests at that time, so
yeah. Look at this. Fatal J's. He's saying,
"Hey, Jay,
craving hot dogs for some reason." I don't know if he's hitting on you right now, or if that's just a reference to one of your videos. I don't know. I guess
I'm craving a drink right now.
We love Fatal J. I mean, maybe we should get him on this.
Awesome. Yeah. I love his energy. I love your energy.
A lot of energy.
Your energy just lifts me up. Like you guys think my videos lift you up, which I don't think so. I don't know why, but
that's just
his
normal.
videos.
We all hate ourselves.
His videos just lift me up. I'm like, I love his energy.
He does have a good. I mean, when he came on a couple weeks ago, I mean, we had a really good conversation, just talking about a lot of things, and I really enjoyed it. We talked about Man of Steel, and this was right before he had his little, I guess, debate with Jody's Corner on his on his stream. I didn't catch it. I think I caught a little bit of it. And when I caught it, it just seemed like Jody was just like, okay. I don't know. Did you watch it? I don't know.
I see he's got another one coming.
Oh, does he have another one coming?
Yeah, there's like one. It's like coming live soon. You know what? Wow. I keep forgetting to hit live comments. I'm like looking at private chat and it's like, that's not going to work.
Yeah. Unless you want me to like send you sweet.
Say something now.
I know. Unless you want me to send you like some private messages, Chris. No. I don't think that'd be. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, when it comes to all this stuff, I don't know. It's just interesting. I mean, like I said, it's been business as usual for me. I haven't been I haven't been stuck at home. I've been still going to work.
Yeah.
There's just nothing's really changed except for when I go out, I wear a mask. That's about it. Yeah.
This past 2 days, I've actually had inquiries. Like today, I went to the supermarket because I'm in the food service industry, so I'm measuring shelving and walk-ins. And the only weird thing is that when we're looking at each other, usually you shake your hand or something. And there's like always that split moment. I reached and I was like, oh, that's right. And he reached out too. He was like, oh, that's right. Not that we think we're gonna get infected. It's just that it's like a common practice that we're not sure if it's safe or not. It's like that little little spark there is like, should I not? Am I offending him? Is he going to be offending me, or vice versa? So
that's the thing. It's strange. Like you got to worry about like, are other people going to freak out if you're not wearing a mask, or you know, if you're not, if this. And by the way, you have a really awesome mask. I saw your BBS mask.
Oh that's cool.
Yeah, you got that. I'm like, damn it! Where'd you get that thing? Where'd you get that?
Oh, my wife made it.
Yeah, well, of course.
She had a total fabric. We had fabric and fabric love stuff, and I guess someone, I don't know how we got the BVS one, but but we had a BVS one, and she made more. So this is other patterns, one with the nose, and then some more. So these two, she says to give it out on my live chat tomorrow. So okay.
There you go. That's fucking awesome, man. I know. I saw that. I was like jealous. Because I mean, the mask I had that they gave me at work was just a pink mask. I mean, that's it. And it was just like, really, pink? Cool. I mean, I don't mind a little pink on my face, zing. But you know, I was like, and then all of a sudden they gave us little headband thingies, or what do they call those? Yeah, that you could put on your face.
Bandana. Oh,
bandana. For some reason, I couldn't remember that word. I'm like, now I feel like I'm robbing a train, but you know, at least it's dark blue. That's cool. Right. So at least for that. But here we go, Chris Dave. Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's right. We are the Batman and Superman of the movement. We actually have a thumbnail. Remember that thumbnail that somebody created that put our faces on Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck at the end of Justice League?
Yep.
That was a beautiful. I should probably find that, but that was a beautiful thumbnail that we put because the angles of our faces were perfect. And the way that you looked, it looked like I was saying something like ranting about something. You were going, shut up. You kind of look like you were going, stop,
calm down, Dave.
Calm down. Let's not piss off people, okay? Which is kind of like, you know, it's kind of the dynamic, you know, of what we have here. You know, everybody always, you don't get too much crap when it comes to I mean, there was a point in time where you were getting a little bit of crap, but for the most part, everybody loves you, which I for one love you, so we're good.
That's why I said ignore most of that hate, ignore trolls.
Exactly, and that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
when I was talking about the Andy Signor thing, and I know people wanted you to like chime in on all that, and you know, and we've talked about it a little bit, but if we're any of us were going to go on that, like I said, personally, I'd want to just talk to the guy one-on-one, you know, not go into a shitstorm of like a panel that's just going to start ripping and just over talking and blah, 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 you know?
Right. And I think that's kind of what he tried to do. Was it today or yesterday? The Harley Quinn thing.
Yeah.
Where he tried to get more people on. I think I got DM'd on that. I'm like, well, it's all right.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to. He didn't. He unfollowed and he didn't DM me at all, which is totally fine. Maybe one of these days we can actually have a civil conversation about this stuff. But it just seems like, I don't know, from what I was gathering, what he was talking about with the Harley Quinn thing, that they were just like, I mean, I saw Jody talk about like, rest in peace, Snyder Cut people and blah blah blah. I don't know. I saw something like that, and I'm just going. Everybody in the fandom, I didn't see really anybody have a complaint about what happened. I mean,
not on my TL, no.
Yeah, I had a couple of people that were not happy with it in my mentions that we went back and forth with, but both there was literally two guys, and they just didn't like the cartoon show at all.
So okay, well that makes sense.
Fans of the show. I'm a fan of the show. I think it's hilarious. I love the fact that oh, look who showed up. He decided to come. I sent him the invite, Mr. Fatal J. Yeah. What's going on, brother?
How y'all doing, man?
Hey, I figured you were drinking in the chat, so I was like, okay, and everybody was like just saying Fatal J, you might as well show up, man.
Well, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I've been drinking, and now I know I'm drunk because right now I'm eating a snow cone.
You're eating a snow cone? There's nothing wrong with eating a snow cone.
That's awesome.
Well, cheers, man.
That's awesome.
Hey, man, I'm here with two legends. I can't believe it.
Hey, you're becoming.
Hey, you're a legend now.
No, I'm not.
Oh, dude, I know. I get it. You be modest. It's fine. We're the same way. We both the same way. But I mean, when you're in the chat, everybody's like screaming your name and everything. And look at everybody's happy that everybody's saying ninja, ninja, ninja.
Oh,
No, you're
man.
the Snyder Shinobi Snyder, right? Snyder Shinobi.
Yeah, I got a deep infatuation with ninjas ever since I was a little kid when I seen 1990s Ninja Turtle movie.
Yes.
And ever since then, that movie literally changed my life. I'm obsessed with ninjas. So I always do a ninja thing in my videos, and I guess it's catching on with everybody. So hey, everybody, thank you.
Have you watched all those old school ninja movies where there's like the purple ninja, the gold ninja, and the camouflage ninja? It's like, what the fuck?
Seen them all.
This is getting all crazy.
I seen them all, man. And I keep telling everybody that 1990s Ninja Turtle movie is mind blowing.
Dude, I watched that.
I
watched that probably a couple months ago, and I was just, I mean, it still works. It works very well. I mean, the fact that,
the best one.
It is. It is the best one. And the fact that it was like, it had a really good story. It was dark.
It was dark. They was cussing. Dude, kids, they had little kids smoking cigarettes in
That's
there.
Right. That's right. At the beginning, that's right.
Dude, Ralph
You're trading boxes of cigarettes.
And I mean, you had cringe. You had cringe moments where, remember the Foot Ninjas? They had got April in the subway. And he said, "My master have a message for you." And he opened up his hands and slapped her.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, it's funny. It's funny when you watch Turtles 2. I mean, it's almost like, I mean, this shit, the shit that we see now with movies, it's been happening. So when it comes to these big movies, because if you watch the first Turtles movie and then watch Secret of the Ooze, you could see a fucking tonal shift. Big time. Like Secret of the Ooze, I could still enjoy it, but my God, is it very cartoony? I mean, it gets to the point where fucking Leonardo doesn't even use his goddamn swords because they were like, "You can't use swords. That's too lethal." And this, that, and that. You know.
You know why people really like that movie? And I hate to say this, it's because of freaking Vanilla Ice.
Oh God, yeah.
The ice baby moment.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, they really turned it into like just a giant cartoon and just try to magnify all this kind of stuff. And I can enjoy parts of it, but you watch that first Turtles movie, I mean, it's dark and it's got a heart.
Shredder was a badass in the first one. The second one, what the
I mean, remember that scene where you had Splinter? He was like on the cross, like he had his hands up. And remember, Shredder was like beating the crap out of Splinter.
Yes,
and then Raph beat out of him too.
Yes,
yeah.
And then they had that moment where they were around the fire and they were like meditating.
Oh, that's a tearjerker.
Oh,
yes. Dave, every time I see that scene, I shed a tear.
And I love the montage after that where they're getting ready to fight again. And then, that's awesome. The music in that part
Jones was a badass. I mean, Casey Jones was. I wasn't even in the second one. I mean,
no, he wasn't in the second.
Was he?
No, wait, he wasn't in the second one. No, he was in the third one. He was in the third one. Yeah.
Barely,
like but he stayed in the subway station. Like, he didn't go with them to
go back in time. Yeah, I can't even.
He was back in time, but he played an ancestor.
That's right.
That's right. Okay,
he had shorter hair.
It's been a while now. Yeah, right. You're right.
So I mean, but that just shows you right there when somebody wanted to, wrap some flesh in 3D around the cartoon, and it was a hit. And it was great, but then there was just complaints by parents. There's complaints about this, that, and this, and then the tonal shift just went crazy. I mean, it just kind of frustrated me because I think I watched both of them like in one weekend because I think they were on Netflix or something, and it's just seeing the differences. And I'm going, man, the first Turtles movie was just, I mean, it was really about the Foot Clan was just recruiting youth to just steal. And they showed that whole like montage of I think his name was Danny, right? How Danny. That whole thing, you just see like somebody pickpocket somebody, and then it's a whole system. And then of course, whoever played April O'Neil was a perfect April O'Neil, and then they had a different actress for the second.
Yeah, she looked totally freaking different.
I was like, no.
The second and third was the same, right? I think.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't recast her though.
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. Maybe something.
Maybe she didn't want to do it, or
maybe
I don't know.
I mean, I remember. I mean, that actress showed up in another movie. She showed up in a movie. Oh, she showed up in the movie Bad Words. I remember You ever seen that movie with Jason Bateman? He actually wrote and directed it. If you guys haven't seen that movie, Bad Words, small movie, hilarious, absolutely hilarious. If you like Jason Bateman, you will love this movie. But I remember just like, I was like, who's this actress? She said, I'm like, I recognize that face, and I looked her up. Oh, it's April O'Neil, 1990 fucking TMT.
You know what? That freaking casting was perfect.
Oh, it was.
It was perfect.
It was great.
And I remember you said it was dark. It was literally a dark movie because
it was a dark movie.
When they Shredder on the rooftop,
the
whole
brutal,
thing.
Man. But the reason why they made it like dark, like literally dark, is because they was afraid to put the puppets in light, like in bright lights,
dude.
But it worked out.
It worked out.
Okay,
it worked out,
dude. That is called brilliant filmmaking. Okay, and and like I said, and I'll always go back to the man whose name is on my shirt right now. You know, certain directors know this. Like when if you put something and you don't make it bright, super bright during the day, you know, where you can see all the imperfections, you put it at a certain kind of tone, it's going to work. It's going to work. Okay. So when it comes to like, you have people in a costume with a head that's moving, and like puppeteering, whatever. Yeah, if you want it to actually work, you're gonna have to have a lot of things happen at night and be underground, and that's what we did, and it worked.
It worked.
I'm telling y'all, that movie changed my life to where when I was a little kid, my mom almost caught me going inside a sewer because I thought the Ninja Turtles lived there. I thought they freaking lived there. That's awesome. She said, "Get out of that freaking sewer! What are you doing?"
Oh yeah, I can see that. And then I don't know how you guys feel about the newer turtles. They're not Michael Bay ones, but they're Michael Bay produced.
They are horrible.
Yes.
It's all right. I mean, it's just I don't watch it again, but
Chris, stop being nice. Like, it's not good at all. It's not all right.
The only scene I really enjoyed on the new Turtles movie, the first one, was when they're in the elevator and they were like, okay, they're about to do the final battle, and then they were psyching each other out and they started beatboxing. I was like, yes, more of that. That's them. That's the Turtles right there. You totally nailed it. But everything else, you guys just fucking rehashed the Amazing Spider-Man plot,
Oh yeah,
yes,
think
something on top of a skyscraper in New York. It was literally the same plot as Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm like, wow, yeah, it's really bad. And then I was like, Megan Fox, as gorgeous as she is no April O'Neil. I'm sorry.
I agree.
You know who I thought would have been a perfect April O'Neil? I don't remember the actress's name, but the redhead from Dread, the Dread movie. I thought she would have been perfect.
I don't know her name. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what?
She's a
Dave, thank you. That is like that Dread movie is like one of the greatest movies of all time, and it's underrated.
Oh, big time.
It's underrated, and didn't make it much in the box office.
No, it didn't, but it's a cult classic. Everybody
got it right here. Let me show you. I'm not faking. Everybody think I be lying. Man, this movie here is like one of the greatest movies for real.
Why would they think you'd be lying?
No, we believe.
I don't know. People think
I believed you when you just said it.
But I forgot what the actress's name, but I thought she would have been a perfect April O'Neil.
Yeah.
Boo! Yeah. Cheers. Hey, look at that. See, cheers to all the kings in the movement, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say blah, 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 but movement.
Go Ninja, go Ninja.
Yeah, go Ninja, go. Yeah. So many memories. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it.
Damn, I don't want to watch it now.
I'm gonna watch this tonight.
Dude, seriously,
this movie is amazing,
dude.
I watched that last week.
And the thing of the matter is like Carl Urban, he wants to do another one, and then they keep talking about maybe doing a show on Netflix or I don't know any other streaming service. Like, yes, do it, please,
do it before he gets any older.
and I'm gonna tell you, he did. I forgot about The Boys. The Boys is great.
He's so great. I mean, Carl.
But you know what? Star Wars should have took a lesson from this movie. He never took off the helmet. He never took off the mask. Kylo Ren should have never took off the mask during the whole trilogy.
You got to keep to the very end or something.
Yeah, you got to keep that mysteriousness going.
Yeah,
that's why we love
the
Darth
mask is his
Vader.
character, right?
Yeah, the mask is his character, but I think they wanted to add the whole like it's Ben also, so it's a struggle. I mean, I kind of get it, but I get what you're saying too. I mean, at least they did that with the Mandalorian. Like he kept the mask on the whole time, except for the very end where like he actually saw his face. But yeah, I mean, when you watch the Stallone version, I am the law. You know,
he barely had his mask.
Dude, he
had his mask at the beginning of the end.
Yeah, he had his mask off like most of the time because it's Stallone. He had a show, but it's like, dude, I mean, the character always wears the helmet. He always wears the helmet, and they totally acknowledged and represented that in the Dredd movie. And I think Carl Urban was totally fine. Carl Urban, I mean, honestly, he could have been a good Batman at one point. I mean, a lot of people before Ben Affleck was even cast, they were like
one of the people. Yeah.
I remember people like saying Carl Urban.
Yeah.
No, Dave, I'm gonna blow your mind. And I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm waiting for it, man.
It's on YouTube. Everybody in the chat after this live stream, go watch it. Okay, you remember Batman Begins? The villain was the Scarecrow, right?
Yeah.
They was doing I guess auditions and they filmed it. Okay, this guy, the Scarecrow.
He was going to be Bruce Wayne.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
He did a 100% excellent Bruce Wayne.
He did.
No, not Bruce Wayne. Excellent Batman. But his Bruce Wayne was creepy.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember there was like a montage.
He's a creepy guy.
Actors. And
but I'm gonna tell you this: he gave a better performance as Batman than Christian Bale.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy, he's a great actor, but I think it was just. I mean, he's a smaller dude. He's not like he's not 6 foot for sure.
Yeah.
So there was that aspect of it. I mean, actor, and I think they wanted somebody a little, of course, a little bit bigger, a little taller,
right.
And of course, Bale was like that was probably going to be the obvious choice, I think, for Nolan. Who else also who else also auditioned on that?
The last dude that auditioned, he was horrible. He was horrible. But you know what? Murphy was funny. Murphy was funny because his Batman was like, "Yeah, I'm Batman."
Yeah,
it was real creepy.
Yeah, he didn't really have a big time voice. Yeah, he didn't have a big time voice, but
it's weird how Christian Bale's voice has started getting more.
Yeah,
as the movies went on, it went. And I was like, really? Did it have to?
Nolan wanted Josh Hartnett. I thought that was an interesting choice.
Wasn't Josh used to be going to be Superman too?
Yes.
He was going to be Superman.
He
Batman
tried out for Superman Returns or Flyby. I don't know, one of the two. I don't know.
Wolfgang Peterson, the Batman Superman movie, the Superman or Batman Superman.
Yeah. So there's Josh Hartnett was like up for both Batman and Superman at one point, which would have been interesting. I don't know. I think he could have. It would have been an interesting Batman. I don't know. It would have been crazy, but that audition was. I remember when they had the different clips. It was pretty crazy, and it was also crazy to see Christian Bale wearing Val Kilmer's Batman cowl.
Oh yeah.
But Christian Bale was the perfect balance.
Yeah,
he was the perfect balance of Bruce Wayne and Batman. But I'm telling you, Murphy killed it as the Batman. He killed it.
Zack Snyder's Spawn movie. Yeah, that would be something.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be sick. Todd McFarlane is working on one though.
Yeah,
Todd McFarlane, he's working on a
trying to get it. But I think Hellboy, the bombing of Hellboy kind of fucked him up. I think fucked him up a bit. That's what I've been hearing is the fact that Hellboy, I think they were gauging Hellboy and seeing how that was going to do. And since that movie just didn't do well, it just was like, now it's kind of hurting the Spawn movie. And he's really trying. And I mean, McFarlane's not exact. I mean, he's going to take the whole thing, he's going to write, direct, produce, apparently. Yeah. And I think they're kind of worried about that too, because he's not a director. But I mean, so it would be taking a risk. To me, I think they should take the risk. Thank you, Jay. I think the other Jay. I think they should take a risk on that, just because he is the creator of the character. So why not? I mean, I'm sure he can come up with a budget that's lower than $100 million. Yeah, and
which studio is that now? That would be under. Is that Sony or?
I'm not sure which studio.
I remember the studio. It's like a horror studio where they make.
It's not Blumhouse. If it was Blumhouse, they would fuck.
Blumhouse will do it.
Blumhouse.
Is it Blumhouse? I don't know.
No, I'm serious. It's because Blumhouse, they do the low budget movies, but they do good.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if it is Blumhouse, because if it was Blumhouse, they would just do it, because Blumhouse has faith. Is it Blumhouse?
It's Blumhouse. I'm telling you, Dave.
It is Blumhouse.
It's
Blumhouse. They let him. It must be on him. He must be still working on it. Maybe that's probably is something,
because Blumhouse has big time faith in their directors. They let their directors. Well, when it came to The Invisible Man, apparently, when they were doing test screenings of The Invisible Man, they didn't take any notes from the audience. Like when the audience were like, "Well, maybe you should do this," like Lee Winnell and everybody were like, we're not going to do that. They just they were like, "This is the movie. Put it out there," and guess what? It worked. It was a success. So I don't know. That's interesting. So it is Blumhouse. It just seems like Blumhouse is like always just 100% like, hey, director driven, do it. So I wonder what's kind of holding that back. Okay,
and so he already got the perfect casting for Al Simmons. Al Simmons is going to be played by Jamie Foxx.
Yes, I thought that was great. I thought that was perfect casting right there. I'm like, Fox is awesome. I love the guy.
Yeah.
Get this fucking thing going, but I don't know what's holding. I think the Hellboy. I think the fact that Hellboy just kind of held it back. McFarlane.
You know why Hellboy bombed? Because of freaking Ron Perlman wasn't in the movie.
That could have been it.
We want Ron Perlman back.
Oh, it was too close to the other ones. Maybe it's not enough.
Yeah.
We'll get
time
to that
between those.
We'll get to this in a bit, but what I wanted to say is like David Harbour was actually a good Hellboy. I actually enjoyed his Hellboy, but it was just so. I mean, I know there was a lot of problems behind the scenes, which a lot of these movies are now suffering from, which is what what this represents is like not just getting this movie out, but it's to stop studios from interfering, from directors getting out their fucking visions and stop interfering, just let them do their work.
Right.
I know there was a lot of bullshit that happened behind the scenes of Hellboy. I thought Harbour was great, and when I watched Hellboy, the last scene of Hellboy, I was like, whoa, that was your movie right there. That should have been the whole dynamic right there. That last scene where they
the ending part,
yes, and there was like a nice little crazy action scene with a one shot, and they were doing stuff. I'm like, that's what your movie should have been probably the entire time. Just saying. There was a lot of other parts too in that movie where I enjoyed, but there was a lot of parts where I was like, the dialogue was really shitty. And I mean, it was
at least they didn't really held back on the gore. I like how they went with it. Yeah.
But at the same time too, a lot of people wanted to see the third Hellboy movie from Del Toro and so there was that
expectation.
I totally understand it, because those were great movies too. What they did with those movies really worked, and I think people really wanted to see the finish of that trilogy.
Yeah,
so that also hurt. So you were right about that, Jay. But something awesome, spectacular said. Spectacular, yeah. Thoughts on Michael Bay possibly doing Lobo film? I think he's that rumor came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
remember that?
I think it's dead.
I don't know if that's happening now, but I remember that was in development like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was like 2 years ago. So I don't know
I was kind of for it. I was like, just go crazy, man. Just
if
go.
Anybody can do a Lobo movie, Michael Bay can do a Lobo movie.
I'm thinking Michael Bay too, because Michael Bay movies are for you to shut your brain off and watch.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Yes, it's entertaining. It's just
I mean, you see Six Underground, you watch the opening scene of Six Underground.
Oh, that's crazy.
Dude,
that's just the opening scene.
Fucking, oh my God.
I just didn't even show up until
dude. I mean, he utilized just like the practical chase sequence of like cars crashing, but then he added a little nugget, which was put CGI of bodies flying out of the cars and being dismembered. I mean, that's what he added to it. I'm like, there you go. That's how you evolve this stuff. Because before, when you watch a crazy, you watch a Michael Bay crazy chase sequence, like for instance, like Bad Boys 2, that one chase sequence that they have where the cars are just flying.
Yeah.
It's fucking nutty. It's a nutty action sequence. I love it. But the fact of the matter is like, you're just seeing the cars. What he added to Six Underground was like, you saw the bodies in the cars flying out, remembered, and just slam into things. And it was, I just remember just going, man, I need a cigarette after watching that. My God.
But this is one thing I don't get about Michael Bay. Why are his explosions fireworks?
Oh yeah,
everything. It's like it just like go nuts. Like
something blows up. You see like flare, like
you see sparks.
It's like JJ's solar flares. It's Michael Bay's with fucking fireworks explosion. What is that? It's just gonna explode. But that doesn't explode. I don't care. It just explodes.
Everything's the 4th of July.
There's dynamite in everything.
Somebody wished that it was Idris Elba as Al Simmons, not Jamie Foxx. I could see that, but
you know what?
Idris Elba would be pretty good.
That's even better,
dude. Idris Elba, Idris Elba. I mean, you put Idris Elba in anything, we're all for it. I mean, let's face facts.
That's one name that comes up every time. Dude, Green Lantern, Idris Elba.
When they were talking about him being like replacing Will Smith as Deadshot, as much as I was like, I didn't want Will Smith to be replaced, I went, well, it's Idris Elba. It's Idris Elba. Guys, it's Idris Elba.
Idris Elba can do anything.
I'm like it's Idris Elba. I mean, I can't complain about that if he's really doing that. But I mean, of course he's not, and he's playing a whole different role, which I'm anxious to see.
You know why I like Idris though?
Huh?
He got a freaking heavy European what's the right word? England accent,
yeah.
English.
And but when he does his movies, you don't hear it at all.
No,
but when he does his interviews, when you hear his interviews,
you almost forget.
Forget
that he's like, oh yeah, he's got
actors like
America, guys.
Right.
He does hide it very well because some actors, you'll hear it a little bit, like the more intense scenes they do, you'll hear it come out a little bit, but Elba, no, he's
when he was on Prometheus, he had a country accent. I was this dude sound like he's from Texas, like me.
Yeah,
you're right.
You hear him from American Gangster, and they like, dude, that guy's from New York or Brooklyn.
He's one of those actors that he goes for roles that's like that challenges him. He's gonna change his voice. He's gonna do something. I mean, that's one of the things like I love about Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy does that too. Like roles that he like challenges himself, and his voice will be different. His mannerisms will be vastly different from the last movie that I did. I love actors like that. That's why I like,
Except This Is War with Chris Pine.
Hardy,
you know what? You exactly right about Tom Hardy, because I didn't know for a long time that was him playing Bane. I thought that was like an old guy playing Bane.
Dude, dude. And what's crazy about that is Tom Hardy is a short guy. He's like
a short guy. That's it. Yeah, that was the thing.
He looked enormous.
I know,
huge in that movie.
I know they shot him like he was like huge.
Yeah, it's all about angle.
Imagine,
boots. I mean, obviously he was wearing boots, and then of course he bulked up. Fucking crazy guy.
Imagine being on set. He's like the shortest guy there.
Are you guys like me? Go on Google and see the actor's real height.
Oh yeah,
that's mind blowing to me. Yeah. I'll be looking at some of these actors. I'm thinking they 6'12" and stuff. 5'3". I'm like, what?
I know. He's like, dude, I'm taller than him.
Yeah, I know. When Chris and I first met, when we went to the Snyder Cut, he was like, it was funny because we both had a moment where he was like, dude, I thought you'd be taller, and I was like, dude, I thought you'd be shorter. I'm like,
I was shocked when you walked up. I was like, wait
Chris
a minute.
is taller than me, and we were just like total opposite. He thought I was going to be taller, and I thought he was going to be shorter. And
hey, Dave, where's the rest of you?
Yeah, I know. It was a surreal moment of like, holy shit. A lot of people, and I got that from a lot of people. Like, man, I thought you'd be taller. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I am short. I got a 5-foot mom. 5'7". Like, damn it. But hey, Snyder, he's also 5'7", so I was like,
well, you can tell. You can tell because I see all the images next to the actors with him, and you can tell he's short though.
Yeah, he's like 5'7". Yeah.
What's Ben Affleck's like 6'4",
6'3", 6'4". Yeah.
Danny DeVito is 1 inch away from being a little person.
Yes, he is. Yeah. That guy, you know who else is pretty short? Like that you wouldn't even think. Like, well, you could think he's short, but he's actually really shorter than he actually seems. Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe is like 5'3".
Wow, really?
He's really short. He wears
William Dafoe, the guy that played Green Goblin in Spider-Man.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Dude,
he is a goblin, huh?
Yes, he actually is a goblin. Yeah. like I have a buddy who's like in the world, and he kept on telling me, he's all, yeah, Willem Dafoe is like 5'4", man. I'm like, no, I don't believe it. And then somebody like posted a picture where they spotted Willem Dafoe out in public, and yeah, he was just boop. He was really, really short. I was like, damn. I know. Even like right here, Stallone like is like 5'9". In Schwarzenegger,
Hey, really?
5'10". Really?
I thought Stallone was like 6 foot.
Really? I'm taller than Stallone. What
dude? Tom Cruise is
crazy.
5'7".
Oh yeah. He is. Tom Cruise is short.
Dude, it's just the way that
comparison.
That just shows you right here, guys. That just shows you right here. You got to have that. First off, you got to have that big dick energy, I guess you could say. You got to have that. You got to have that, and you just got to own your shit. And that's Schwarzenegger, Cruise, Stallone, they own their shit. Wahlberg is also 5'8".
Hold on, wait, because you supposed to kill all my childhood dreams.
Oh shit.
Schwarzenegger is what height? What is Schwarzenegger height?
I think he's like 5'10", 5'11".
I thought Schwarzenegger was 6 foot.
No, he's not 6 foot. Somebody looked.
Wait, I think I did see a picture of them together though, and Arnold was indeed taller than.
He was taller, but I don't think he's that much taller. I think he's
that's trippy because when I watch movies of Schwarzenegger, he looked like a freaking mammoth. He looked like a giant.
Yeah. Okay. And people, it says that he's 5'9".
Wait,
I tell you what, he's not 5'9". I am telling you, Google is not. Yeah. I am telling you right now that he is not 5'9". That is a lie. Let's see. Van Damme. Look at Van Damme.
Yeah, I knew that about Van Damme. I knew Van Damme was short.
Yeah. Okay. Arnold.
Well, 5'9".
Yeah, somebody needs to look it up. Maybe I'll look it up right now. How tall?
Okay, what actor that's doing action? Now I know The Rock is 6 foot. He got to be 6 foot. The Rock.
The Rock is huge.
No, The Rock's like 6 foot. Fucking a million.
Okay, now what about Henry Cavill? I know Henry Cavill 6 foot too.
Henry Cavill 6'1".
Okay, I believe it. And I know Ben Affleck is tall.
6'4", something like that.
Not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
How tall is Arnold?
Well, we just heard this too. Let's look up people who tall.
I know.
Chris, I do it all the time.
Yeah. I do too, man.
What was mind blowing to me? I look up certain rappers' height too. Rappers are short. Rappers are short.
Yeah. Some of those rappers are short. You know,
Lil Wayne is like 5'5".
Okay, it says that Arnold's 6'2", but I thought I heard that he was like 5.
Okay, see that my childhood dreams. Thank you.
This must be true. The shorter you are, the louder you are.
Okay. No. I could have swore I heard that Arnold was shorter than that, but Statham's 5'10". He's a little bit under.
That's my height. I'm 5'10".
Okay, there you go. See, that's my brother's height. That's where I thought I was gonna be, but fucking A. All right, we got a fourth member in this group that's joining, Mr. Steven Colbert. He has joined.
Steven.
What's up, Steven?
Hey.
Didn't mean to startle you there.
Yeah, I was waiting in the waiting room forever.
Yeah. All right. I wanted you to strip down and wear that fucking thing that they put, so we can.
So wait a minute. In this picture right here, Fatal J is Joss Whedon. No.
Oh yeah, that picture that you posted that was beautiful. How dare you, Chris?
Sorry.
Hey, I want to ask the question.
Really offensive.
Okay.
Are you guys buying the shirt?
I already bought it.
Yes, I already bought it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I bought it from that other guy though because it was cheaper.
Oh shit! You bought it from that asshole?
Oh no. Yeah, they said the white guy don't buy from him.
No, I'm joking. I bought it.
I know.
I bought it from Ink to the People because they're good. They're good people.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy.
They're good ink people.
I hope you guys don't shoot darts at me. I missed the wave of buying the original Zack Snyder shirts.
It's okay.
No worries.
They need to bring them back though, because I'm ready to get the hat.
Dude, I love
which one?
I love this shirt.
Zack Snyder's? Oh.
But I want the one with the sperm on it.
Oh, you want the sperm?
Oh, all the guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want the sperm one. The sperm
one. You want the you want the
It's artistic.
So it's not available anymore. Like once it goes past a certain point,
think they pull it.
Stop. They pull it.
I looked everywhere. I couldn't find them.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And I wanted to only buy from the official because that's to go to charity. Now it is some sites selling them, but I know it's not going to charity.
Oh yeah. I've seen some of those designs in other sites too. Yeah, they just took them.
Yeah.
All right, so Steven, we went off like big time topic of talk about heights of action stars.
I was listening in.
I mean, it is kind of funny how that happens. I mean, look at Mark Wahlberg, who cheers Krypton.
Hey, cheers.
But yeah.
What is that in pounds?
I don't know. I think it's pounds or euros.
No, it's rupees. It's about
rubies. Oh, okay. It's Sonic coins. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of. I mean, it is kind of funny though. I mean, like Mark Wahlberg is like a big action star, and he's only like 5'8", 5'9".
My favorite is always actually before we go too far. Is my mic weird or bad?
No, your mic
sounds good.
All right, cool. I had I was working, and so it took a minute to get on, but then my getting all my stuff configured for some reason it was like I have never seen this device before, so whatever. So I got a different mic and stuff, but no, my favorite.
You know what, man? Look, listen. You sound good. Matter of fact, you sound sexy. Okay?
Really?
Whoa.
He went there.
Nice.
I was thinking it.
This is the Vodka stream, baby. We not holding back tonight.
Oh,
that's what I love about it. Anyways, you want Steven?
No, I was gonna say my favorite is always Vin Diesel and The Rock, because The Rock is legitimately tall, but Vin Diesel isn't short. He's like 6 foot, but The Rock is like 6'5".
Yeah.
And so my favorite though is like, especially because they've got this whole beef with Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Is that you get these images of them.
Shoot him. That's like
they're like eye to eye.
There's images of them are like staring each other down eye to eye, and they're so serious. And it's just hilarious because Vin is like on an apple crate.
Oh yeah,
something.
totally.
And it's the funniest because he has nothing to be ashamed of. Like he's plenty. Like he's 6 foot. That's taller than most other. But he's got to be as tall, like the eye to eye. It's
gotta be hilarious being on these sets.
Oh yeah, it really does.
Well, because like how like you can't pretend that you're not like Tom Cruise is climbing up on boxes all the time.
Yes, I was right about to say that,
and everybody
I'd be cracking up. I'd be cracking up. Like, look at the guy.
Yes. Vin Diesel's just slightly under 6 foot. Yeah.
Well, he's listed at 6 foot.
Yeah. He wears. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. at the same time, he's not tall. He's like 5'9".
And that's funny you said that because I've seen like him on the red carpet, like pictures. I swear it looked like he wearing platform shoes.
No. You know what it is? He wears like boot cut like pants all the time that cover his shoes. And I think like the sneakers and the shoes that he wears has big time lifts in them.
Yeah, they got heels.
Really?
You look at his feet. I'm telling you.
He also doesn't try to hide it as much as other guys.
No, he doesn't.
He'll rock like the boot or the heel a little bit to an extent.
And then I think he also got spotted on set of like an Iron Man movie where he was wearing platforms because guess what? Gwyneth Paltrow is like 5'10".
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He has to be taller than her, just to get that dynamic.
Funny you mentioned that. Yeah, it's like the first time I saw Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman when I used to only see them in movies, and we finally see them together. Like, oh my god, he's like,
she's powerful.
He's like a toddler.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so off the heights of action.
Okay, one more height question. I got one more before you change the subject. Because this is really gonna hurt my heart if he's short. And I don't have nothing against short people because I'm short. I'm 5'10".
No,
but
shut up.
But Hugh Jackman. Is Hugh Jackman short?
No, he's like 6'2".
Oh, okay, good. Because Logan is my favorite Marvel.
Yeah, he's 6'2". He's 6'2".
Well, they're giving him a crap for being too tall for Wolverine.
Ironically, yeah,
because Wolverine is supposed to be shorter.
Yeah. Wolverine's supposed to be like 5'4", 5'3".
That's true. Because everybody wanted Danny DeVito to play Wolverine.
Yeah, he's 6'2".
I remember seeing the fan art for that. That was hilarious.
Well, no, Bob Hoskins was gonna play him in a movie in the like the 90s, the 80s.
Bob Hoskins?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was. Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
He was gonna play Wolverine, right? Or no? Yeah. Where did I hear about that? I remember hearing about that a while ago.
It's been around. Chris Claremont wanted him, so that like the creator of X-Men wanted Bob.
You know what though? That messed up for him. You know what messed Bob up when he played freaking Mario. It was a done deal after that, man.
Well, and here's the thing about like a character like Wolverine, also that people don't really remember is like he's kind of a doof. Like when he was introduced, like he's cool, he's like badass, but like Bob Hoskins is like a very appropriate, like like not the brightest dude, kind of walked around with his shirt off, with drinking a beer in a mansion when he shouldn't really be. Like Hoskins was not that far off. Now we've got Hugh Jackman and decades of like Wolverine being like the ultimate cool dude. But
I think Hugh Jackman was the perfect pick for Wolverine because Jim Lee made Wolverine based off of Clint Eastwood, and Hugh Jackman and Clint Eastwood kind of resemble.
Yes.
So I think that was the perfect cast.
Yeah.
I remember I forgot what movie was I watching. It was that movie where Clint Eastwood played a DJ, play something for me. Ah man, I can't remember what that movie was called. God, it's like lived. But I remember watching that. My mom was watching it when I visited, and it's a good movie. And I remember just seeing like that young Clint Eastwood. I'm like, God damn it, he looks like. Play Misty for me. There you go. Thank you, Misty. I couldn't remember the song. It's a great movie, and I just remember just looking at Clint Eastwood going, "Oh my God, he looks like a young Hugh Jackman." My God, So like I see what you're talking about when it comes to Hugh Jackman.
Interesting how his son
looked like Hugh Jackman.
Yes,
But he hasn't really taken off. I mean, Scott Eastwood, he's kind of.
Well, I mean, he was in the Fast and Furious movies.
That's true.
That's something. I really wanted him to be Dick Grayson, to be honest. Like in Suicide Squad. Did anybody else want that? Remember there was like speculation that he might have been Dick Grayson.
Did I want Scott Eastwood to be Dick Grayson, or did I want Dick Grayson to have a surprise cameo in the DCEU?
I think that. I want the Dick Grayson to have a surprise cameo in the DCEU.
That's the same thing with Dan Amboyer and now with
Sam Benjamin.
With Sam Benjamin. I've talked to Sam. He's a really cool guy. So this is like nothing against him.
Nothing against him, but he's not Green Lantern.
The campaigns behind those guys are very much more inspired because like nobody like they don't have those actors don't have like the same reputation as like the big name actors that a lot of people would kind of pitch for the roles, and so the energy behind that excitement there is not because people are like, oh, Sam Benjamin or Dan Amboyer, I was dreaming that he'd play Green Lantern. It's oh, there might be a live action Green Lantern, and I guess this is the guy, and so there's all this support behind it. It'd be awesome if like Sam Benjamin was him. He's not, but it'd be cool.
Then Dan Amboyer shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
In the movie.
I just remember, like he kept teasing it, and he was like, and everybody was like, "Look at him! He plays a drone pilot. Look at that! It says that in IMDb. That's just like Hal Jordan." Like,
well, then he posted a picture in a leather jacket with a green light, and everyone's like, "How much?" Oh, he's basically. That's why it's funny when people are like, "They confirmed it." It's like the fan definition of confirmed and the real definition of confirmed are two different things.
I mean,
that's a perfect example. Like that is not confirmation. That is a tease, and he was teasing it because he needed to. Like everyone loves teasing superhero roles. Who wouldn't want a fan campaign behind them being Green Lantern?
Yeah, exactly. Like both
nothing wrong with it.
And embroidery. Like they both just embraced it. That's why they're like, oh, people want to think that. Sure, I'm going to use that, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But we got a question right here from Amberish. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. I think we are doing all pretty well. We're all getting pretty lit here. What is personally your most anticipated upcoming DCU movie?
Can I go first?
Go for it.
Go first.
Matt Reeves' Batman.
Fuck yeah. This is why I love you, Jay. Yeah. Cheers to that. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, it's not DCU. It's not DCU. I'm like, it's still the DC extended universe.
It's DCU if you see that executive producer Zack Snyder stamp on there.
I
got a feeling these next few movies we see,
I think he's like executive producer on the Suicide Squad too. Isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
he was. I think. Yeah. I think he's off.
He's off that now?
Well, he's off Batman at least.
Yeah, he's not on Batman.
Okay.
Neither is Ben Affleck.
As is Affleck.
Affleck was on there at one point, but I think I heard he got taken off too.
But Suicide Squad, I wouldn't be shocked to see Zach as EP.
I think
what doesn't necessarily mean a ton, but
it don't mean nothing.
You know, he's listed as director.
Hey, that's just for bragging rights. You know what I mean?
But you know what? It's nice. It's always nice to see his name.
It means he's getting paid. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with getting paid. Yeah.
So, what about you, Steven?
The Snyder Cut.
Yes.
Making us look like chumps.
Yeah.
Say that.
but of stuff that's like that has an official release date now. I don't know. I'm really excited for the Batman, but that's so far off that it's hard to get into the hype when there's not like active stuff being promoted. I've started to really get an itch for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which I know is like a point of controversy because I don't know, because James Gunn directed a Marvel movie or something. But there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on with that. And I've heard some interesting behind the scenes stuff too that makes me curious. But also, I've noticed recently he's talking a lot about like the camera work that he's doing. He's shooting it in proper 4K. The effects are all being done in 4K. Also, normally it's all 2K and then upscale, but he's doing it all in 4. Yeah, so he's talking about and so he's used a digital camera he's shooting at proper 4K. He's rendering at 4K, and he got a bunch of custom rigs made for different shots that he's doing. I'm like a sucker for any shot that needs you to build something in order to make the shot work is like something that I want to see. Yeah, like who knows what the movie's going to be like, but the way he's talking about the cinematography makes me really hopeful for a cinematic Suicide Squad. And the last Suicide Squad, I liked a lot about it other than the issues with it, but it was like a lot of what they were going for. But it didn't feel as like military movie. It felt more kind of cop movie in terms of like scale.
And I didn't like the fact that it was like, all right, okay, we have a world event happening, and it's like, no, Suicide Squad should be something that happens that's not like that's more covert, I guess you could say. You know?
But I'm getting I'm starting to get a like a military movie vibe from it,
like a Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, well, someone said Black Hawk Down to me, and I think that it's going to have more comedy than that. Actually, Black Hawk Down is like people don't give it enough credit for how funny it is. There's some good jokes in the movie. There's some movie, you know, talk about it as it's not a comedy by any stretch, but like there's some good jokes in Black Hawk Down. Circumstantial comedy. But yeah, and I started to kind of think about it in that context, and I'm really excited for. And hear Gunn say stuff also like he knows what it's rated, but he can't say yet. The only way you could possibly know what it's going to be rated if it's not rated yet is if it's R, because if it's
true.
If it's going to be PG-13,
you don't know whether they're gonna.
Then you don't know what the MPAA is going to fall on it, because there's so much gray area where like if someone gets kicked in the head, they might be R, but if you cut it a half second earlier, it's PG-13.
Yeah.
But like if you drop an F-bomb or the right number of F-bombs or in the right context, then you know it's an R no matter what.
Exactly. I mean, if he was filming it, I mean, obviously, and they were trying to go for a PG-13, that means they were only allowed like 1, possibly 2 F-bombs. But if they're just like fucking, going crazy, you already know.
I hope it's R for the sake of like actual rated R, not just a bunch of F-bombs.
Well, that's why I'm saying
I want them to not be safe.
And there's a possibility that he has a PG-13 mandate. That would be contradictory to everything I've heard from behind the scenes, because we've heard. I mean, it's been out there for a while that there's a published rumor that has been around the internet that it's expected to be R.
Yeah.
But the fact that he said he knows what the rating is, like someone in the comments said PG. No, if it's anything less than R, you don't know what it's going to be rated until the MPAA.
Especially following Harley Quinn. It need to be R.
Yeah.
It need to be R.
And
plus, they got a lot of work to do after Harley Quinn. Now, Dave, I know you kind of enjoyed the Harley Quinn movie.
Well, I liked it too, but I think there's a
not the only one.
No, but that's my only concern though, is that after that there's all this talk about like everyone's like, oh, if it was PG-13, it would have made $1 billion. But because it's Warner Brothers and people are saying that,
come on, man, she blew up a freaking chemical plant and nothing happen to her.
It was a cool shot of her walking towards the camera while it was blowing up. I will say that.
I think it was more of
but I thought Michael Bay was behind that because there's
I know there was
fireworks and all that.
There was fucking fireworks shooting out of that thing. It was a lot of fireworks. What about you, Chris? What are you looking forward to most?
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, geez.
But on HBO Max. But if
I went
in the theaters,
the Snyder Cut, so now
you're
like
in the theaters,
even one up to me.
See, and somebody
the official name, man.
Like James Gunn's James Gunn has done more than just Guardians of the Galaxy, guys. There's Super, there's Slither, highly recommended.
Mhm.
Those are actually good fucking movies.
I still need to see Slither. I loved Super though.
Super
and wasn't
is good.
he behind what's the movie where the little boy was killing everybody like he was Superman?
Brightburn.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he behind Brightburn?
That's his brothers.
Him and his brothers.
Yeah.
Him and his brother. My idea was like my whole thought process of like how that movie came to be is they all got together.
Hey, well, I'm glad they did.
Superman was
glad they did.
I want to see
because
more of
that movie was amazing,
dude. I thought it was
great.
See
the sequel.
The part where he killed the guy in the truck, I was like thinking to myself, "This is too much." But I'm still gonna watch.
Well,
the fact that they set it up.
That ending though, holy shit! That ending, I want to see more of that world.
Yeah. They talked about a bad, like pretty much an Injustice League, I guess.
Yes.
Say, they talked about that. Rooker shows up as like the Alex Jones character, talking about like these other super beings that are fucked up. And I'm like, I want to see that sequel. Where's that? Where's that universe? I want that.
Yeah.
And you know what? People love movies where it doesn't work out. Like the hero doesn't win in the end. Because I was rooting for the mom to kill him.
Of course.
She didn't. Spoilers. She didn't kill him. And people love movies like that, like Endgame, where it ended bad. Empire Strikes Back, it ended bad. Those are your classic movies right there.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're meaning like Infinity War, right? Not Endgame, but like
Infinity War. I'm sorry.
Infinity War. I got you. I knew you were talking about. That's why I said when at the beginning of the stream, somebody asked, "What's your favorite Avengers movie?" I'm like Infinity War because it was a lot more cinematic than the first Avengers movie.
Right.
I still enjoy the first Avengers movie, but when it comes to Infinity War, it's like a lot more cinematic, and then the way that it ends, so just fucked up.
Dave. I could remember in my movie theater.
Yes.
It was so quiet that a butt-naked midget stripper could have ran down the aisle and I wouldn't have noticed.
Nobody
wouldn't have noticed.
Nobody would have.
You know what I mean?
Dude, people were walking out like someone died. Well,
yeah.
People were walking out. It was like a funeral.
Dude, I remember the first time I watched it, everybody was like, I remember me and my buddy, we just kind of looked at each other like, are they really fucking doing this right now? Like people are like the characters are like literally they're just fading away. And then I remember like hearing people behind me like as each character was doing it. And when Black Panther did it, they were like, no, because I mean everybody's still on that Black Panther kick because it came out earlier that year. They were like, people were literally like going, no. And then of course when Peter Parker did, I almost fucking cried. I mean,
man, when Peter vanished, I was like, dang, that would be me. Like, don't take me. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
That's why I say to this moment, like when it comes to the CBMs that have like choked me up with their endings, you got Batman vs Superman when Superman dies. That'll always choke me up. You got Infinity War, and then you got Logan, of course. Like the different CBMs, like those just hit me hard. Those endings hit me really hard. When you see that shot of like Robert Downey Jr. like just clenching like what was left, and then he's just that shot right there. I'm like, I could just lose my shit.
Dave, you right, because my wife was right by me when we was watching that, and I was like, dang, I don't want to cry because she right by me. Like I was fighting tears, man. When Iron Man died.
Yeah. Iron Man. Yeah, that was a good one too. But for some reason, the death of like that part when Peter Parker was about to die and like Tony was like holding him and he was just like, come on. He was just like wanting him to like stay, fight it. I don't know. That hits me more than for some reason when Iron Man fully died. I don't know.
Because maybe we expected Iron Man to die. I think.
Yeah, I think it was. I did choke up like when I first saw it, and I was like, damn, but. Yeah, I don't know. It just you knew it was coming. I didn't know. We didn't know that this shit was coming. Like when Infinity War showed up.
When Infinity War, I was like, snap! I really wanted because I was like, okay, don't fake this out because this is such a pivotal moment. Snap that finger. So I was actually kind of happy that.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all a question though, and maybe I don't want everybody to throw their darts at me in the chat. But did you think it was kind of cheesy, a little bit cheesy, the way they brought back all the people that vanished at the end of Endgame. Did you think that was kind of cheesy?
Yeah, I mean,
David over here shaking his head. Yeah,
no, it was because. Yeah, I mean, you can nitpick it. You could be like, how does Sam's like earpiece still work after all this time? And on your left, it's like, yeah.
My big thing was what was so great about Infinity War was going into it, I was frustrated with the lack of consequence or permanent consequence in the end.
Exactly.
Like none of the movies landed in a way that made me react like, oh man, now they're gonna have to figure out how to handle that. It like everything, it was just clear that they were gonna, continue to do the thing that they did. And so when they and I thought, I don't know if I predicted no deaths or if I predicted like the obvious deaths, like, oh, Tony Stark or whatever is gonna die. And so when that happened at the end of Infinity War, I was impressed because my expectation was they're not gonna do anything remotely daring.
And
so as a result, when they all come back in Endgame, it's like, oh, okay, so I was right. I was just a movie too early. Like they should have, like, they found a good way with Natasha to keep her dead, but
that's true.
They needed to find some way to make some of the deaths more permanent or kill more people in the battle at the end or whatever, because otherwise, like there was no consequence of the snap other than like some people skipped 5 years, which that's not going to be a like hard hitting plot point. Like that's But
I'm gonna tell you though, I kind of knew that Iron Man was gonna die because Robert Downey Jr. was making money. He was making money on the level of the budget of the movies. So I knew like Marvel was trying to figure out a way, how can we kill this freaker right here? I mean, I'm telling you, Robert Downey Jr., if you look up what he makes on those Marvel movies, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Right. I'm talking about numerous millions.
Well, the biggest difference was because all contracts step up at the end, and so he had a couple benefits. One was that he was on a shorter contract and on a contract earlier than the other actors. And so every time his stepped up, it stepped up more. And also he did, like Chris Evans and all of them signed like 8 picture contracts or whatever. And he signed a 1 or 2. And honestly, part of that's because of his alcoholism, or not his alcoholism, but his rehab and other issues that as a result, they signed him to like a really short contract, but that means that they also renegotiate the contract after like for every single new movie, and so as a result, where like Chris Evans is still on his like $600,000 picture contract for like the Winter Soldier, Robert Downey Jr. has like renegotiated it twice to be like 70% of.
You have to do that with somebody who's had problem with addiction. I mean, it's a risk factor. I mean, I mean, it was still pretty fresh, in 2008 or 2007 or 6, whenever the fuck they were like.
No, it makes total sense. It just ended up being very much in his favor because when it took off,
totally.
Like if they had signed him to the same contract that Hemsworth and Evans and given those guys were no names at the time also, or small names at the time. And so they were so they were willing to sign smaller contracts than he would have been, but he was just smart enough to and lucky enough in like circumstantially to level it up that much.
On Google, they said he made $10 million on the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, of course.
And he wasn't even in it that much.
I know. That's
he's doing most of his stuff in front of a green screen. Just
Here's something from Something Awesome. As a fan of Transformer franchise, the cool writer, if Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead is possibly writing a Bumblebee sequel. Did you guys hear about that?
Maybe. Let me tell y'all something about let me tell y'all something about the Transformer franchise. It sucks. The only thing that was awesome about Transformers was the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee. If they would have made Bumblebee like the first 10 minutes all the way through, that would have been a classic.
That's what I'm expecting from this animated movie they're doing. It's about Megatron and Optimus Prime on Cybertron.
They show that. Yeah.
I take Transformers serious. Okay,
there you go. Got it right there.
My 4-year-old got that for exact same one for his birthday, and he already broke it.
The beginning of Bumblebee I thought was pretty excellent. And then it just went to the same cliches as all these other movies. Like I didn't jump on the Bumblebee bandwagon when it came out. I was one of the people that were like, what? I like Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, I like her. She's likable, but it had the same tropes as like all these like E.T. It was basically E.T. with a transformer. You know, I didn't find I don't know. I was
the writer Christina Hodson,
even
like Christina Hodson, like the writing is just so normal. It's just so standard. I mean,
what it gets right in the writing is that it nails like the beats that it needs to nail. The problem is that I think after Bay, what they wanted was like a really safe movie, and
they did.
I like Hodson for the most part, so I have a hard time judging her from that because I think she did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah,
but I think that what she was asked to do was write a crowd pleaser, and that's what she did. She hit the 80s nostalgia, she hit the like escapism, she hit the whatever, which is all cool. But for anyone who's seen like E.T. and anything else that the movie's kind of based on is like, so it's just like a remix. It's fine.
Yeah. But it's amazing to see how that didn't do bonkers at the box office while these other Transformer movies did very well.
Did it not? What did Bumblebee do at the box office?
The people who determine Rotten Tomatoes scores are not the judge of what people want.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Rotten Tomatoes.
I know.
Captain Marvel. They changed the whole algorithm for her.
They did. I know. I remember that whole controversy. They were like removing
algorithm for her.
Jesus Christ! I mean, in Captain Marvel could have been what is it? I mean, I liked her better in Endgame than I liked her in her own movie. But it's
that's because she wasn't in it that much. That's why you liked it.
I think. Well, but the thing is, I also feel the same way. Almost about Spider-Man. I almost like him better in Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame more than I like him in his own movies. I don't know.
I agree. Do you like the first one, the first movie with Tom Holland?
The Tom Holland
Civil War?
No, what's his first movie?
Homecoming.
Do you like Homecoming?
It's all right, but a lot of things bug the shit out of me. It's just weird when he's introduced in Civil War and he's like a modern teenager, and then when you see him in Homecoming, everything's different. It's like the same actors, but now he's got bunk beds in his room and he's wearing clothes from like the fucking Salvation Army as opposed to modern shit. It just was weird. It's
something awful. I want to like Tom Holland, but it's something awful by him.
I like him. I like him as Spider-Man. He's a likable Spider-Man, but it's just the different tones. And I'm really
okay. So what you're saying is Toby is still the best.
I like Toby, but I also like Garfield. I did like Garfield.
I like Garfield too, but a lot of people hate Garfield.
I know. I don't know why. I thought
Garfield could have been a long time making Spider-Man movie.
And they were supposed to go a long time with with the Sinister Six they were setting up and everything. But
because the cliffhanger on that last movie he did, Garfield.
Yeah.
That I really like that. And I even like the Green Goblin that they
Six. Yeah.
But
I've never really read any Spider-Man, so I don't know. I'm not as familiar with the way he is in the comics, but I really I dug the animated series in the 90s, which is most of how I know him.
The animated series is the best.
We all got
and a lot of
the new one, the new animated
one. A lot of the story.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the Spider-Verse.
The one that he's with a bunch of guys in school. I forgot what it was. You see Nick Fury comes down once in a while. I forgot what that
I think the Raimi movies like took a lot of plot points from like the first season of the animated show, but I always thought that Garfield like had the character was closer to the way he was in the animated version. I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to say as much about how he is in the comics because the only comics I've seen him in are like Daredevil crossovers.
Well, so Steven, that's I think that's why I like Garfield too, because I fell in love with Spider-Man. Yeah, I knew about the comics and collect them, but I wasn't big on it until the Fox animated series. That's what really won me over.
Can we talk about how the Sony Marvel movies, the universe?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's so weird. Spumsy. Is it Spumsy or Spumsy?
Spump.
Like I'm
calling it.
It's Spunk.
Spump.
What is it? What is it? What is it like? What is the acronym?
Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel Comics or of Marvel characters. Spunk.
So weird.
Yeah.
But SMCU, Sony Marvel Cinematic.
It's like keep it simple.
Or
Just call it the Sony Spider-Verse.
I mean, who workshop? I want to be the person in that meeting that's sitting there that's like, do I raise my hand and ask if we're concerned that it's one letter off from spunk, or do I just let it go?
I know. When I saw that, I was like, you guys.
I told my wife, and my wife says that sounds gross.
Yeah,
it's close to being cum.
It's like what's shooting out of his wrist? Then come on, guys. My God, fuck!
That's what's shooting out of his wristbands. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I know. Who knows? Nobody workshopped that. I have no idea what they were thinking when it came to that. When I saw that, I was like, that can't be real. I thought it was fake. I think I saw it like discussing films, like mentioned it. I'm like, is this the fake discussion films that I also followed? It's got to be that,
right? I thought it was
Spider-Verse. Like Spider-Verse is like literally a thing. It's already a thing. Like why can't they use Spider-Verse? Like that? It's like they have other Marvel characters.
Own Spider-Man, right? That's the only universe.
Yeah. It's Venom. It's Black Cat. It's Silver Sable. It's Craven. It's Spider-Man. Just call it the Sony Spider-Verse.
Hey, do Sony own Blade too? Do they own Blade?
No, they don't own Blade.
Everything now is back at Marvel except for all the Spider-Man characters. I think technically Namor and Hulk are also
Universal, right? They were at one point.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I'm still keeping hope with Sony because I want that Venom, Carnage, and a Spider-Man feature in that movie.
We're hoping for it.
That will be the win right there if you get all three of those.
Well, Tom Holland, like he posted like a Venom image of him like eating Spider-Man, and then removed it.
Yeah, because you know what? Tom Holland always leaks stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it's like. But we got to pay attention.
What kind of
Hardy is the one
now?
It's really weird that Tom Hardy is like doesn't strike me as the person who would do that, but he's constantly like posting stuff and then deleting it. Like I don't know, I don't know how much of that is like.
I'm sure someone took a screenshot and I'll just leave it to that.
Yeah.
What kind of contract do they have? I don't get it. It's like, so Tom Holland, are they making? He can be in the Marvel Cinematic. I don't know where it is at now.
Sony can do whatever they want with it. So Marvel, and that's always been the case. So now really all they have an agreement with is a 1-for-1. Every Marvel movie he appears in, Marvel will produce another Sony Spider-Man movie.
See, I mean, like you were talking about, Steven, when you going in Infinity War, it's like, are the stakes going to be high? And they ended up being pretty high in that movie. That's what I'm hoping for with Spider-Man 3. I mean, we saw the end of Far From Home. And that ending was like, first off, it gave me Raimi vibes because him swinging through New York, it was like, hey, there's
Spider-Man.
Hey, it's not, I mean, and I get it. They were trying to establish him. They were building him up. I'm totally for that, but now I want the stakes to be high for this third Spider-Man movie. You're bringing J. Jonah Jameson back. You're bringing back J.K. Simmons, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Being like this Alex Jones, like, YouTube character, modernized, great, that's fucking fantastic. Please don't let me down because
and quit making them under the shadow of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man next to Superman and Batman. Spider-Man comes next.
Spider-Man's up there. I mean, like at a point, he was bigger than them at one point. He was bigger than Coca-Cola at one point. And I totally get establishing him and getting him up there. And I mean, the first fucking like half hour, 40 minutes of Far From Home, they frustrate the shit out of me. But when it gets into like the stuff with Mysterio and some of the stuff when he's like, especially the final act, a lot of the fuckery that Peter goes through, I thought was really great stuff. Like that final act, I thought was pretty strong. And then leading into that little mid-credit scene, I thought was really strong. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very Spider-Man. And I really hope they keep that for the next one and not just make it another high school stupid. I just don't like the MJ shit. I don't like the other the side characters are really just, except for Ned. I like Ned. Ned's great, but yeah.
But I really think Sony has a gold mine on their hands because you know how Batman has the best villains. But when it comes to Marvel, Spider-Man has the best villains.
That's true.
So you could do a lot with Spider-Man.
You really can. They tried, and they, I don't know, with the Sinister Six, they could really do something. I mean, the fact that Michael Keaton showed up in the Morbius trailer, it's like, okay, they might be trying something here. I mean, you know, you got Vulture in there, but we got something awesome saying, personally, I thought Michael Bay films stuck pretty closely to the source material of what? Source what? Oh, you're talking about Transformers. Okay. I was like, Bad Boys had source material? What? Had source material? I don't know. But we're going back to Transformers. Now the source material isn't just G1, but also every cartoon comic between G1 and Bay Films, Armada, Beast Wars, etc. I never got into like Beast Wars and all that stuff.
Oh man, Beast Wars was incredible.
Yeah.
I remember that used to come on TV.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
never got into.
Awesome.
And cheers to comedic genius. Tom Holland could be a great Spider-Man with better writing in his solo movies. He's perfect. Yeah, see, that's where I agree right there. I think he's better in, Civil War. I think I like him more. Oh, what the hell! All of a sudden,
he bricked.
Turned into a brick wall.
He said he bricked.
He bricked himself.
Apparently, Steven is the Thing in this Fantastic Four.
Fantastic.
But Tom Holland, he still haven't captured me yet. I still, because even Garfield to me got a better movie than the Holland movies. Of course, Toby. I just it's something still haven't grabbed me yet. I like Tom Holland, but something still haven't said that was a great Spider-Man movie. That was a classic right there.
I feel like my hot take on this, and it's weird because I never thought it was a hot take, is like I feel kind of the same about those as I do about every other Marvel movie, that they're fine. And people I get like really, maybe because it's Spider-Man, people have more of a, he's one of the few Marvel characters that like everybody cares about, right?
Of course.
So in the same way that people that have passionate feelings about Batman and get mad when he kills or whatever, it's the same with Spider-Man. But I have like I like Spider-Man a lot, but I don't really feel like they're like Homecoming or Far From Home are that bad. They're just not as like good as like the Raimi movies, or not as interesting as the. Maybe they're better than the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I don't know, but they're not. They're definitely not as interesting. Like they've clearly been audience tested. The shit.
Well, when it comes to the Amazing, well, first off, we lost Jay. I don't know what happened to Jay, but when it comes to the Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man 2 is the best one. I mean that's Raimi really challenged the character of Peter Parker, the way that he could, and Doc Ock and everything. It all really worked well. And then Into the Spideyverse, I think is my second favorite Spider-Man movie because it hit all the right beats when it comes to being like, loving the character of Spider-Man. I mean, it hits more of the beats than Spider-Man 2, but I think just because Spider-Man 2 is an actual movie, a physical, it's not a cartoon.
I think you captured that well because Spider-Man, yes, he's funny and things like that, but it's not all that. He has a feeling of there's loss, there's loneliness, there's a lot of that dark stuff within his character that totally. The Tom Holland character they barely brush on or not
they
even
have
at
not
all.
Really tapped into that yet.
I love Into the Spider-Verse. It taps into that a lot more.
Yeah, I think they're just really trying to establish that, and I can respect that if it goes somewhere, and that's why I got really excited with that mid-credit scene with him being like revealing his identity and that he killed Mysterio and that now he's wanted, and Jonah Jameson showed up. I was like, okay, yes, this is where you need to take it, Feige. You need to take it here. He's now no longer in the shadow of Iron Man. I get that. You wanted to do something different, and I'm totally with that. I was totally okay. I didn't like some of the way the characters and some of the way that the first two movies played out and the whole teen drama shit. Yeah, that wasn't exactly for me. Fine, but I'd like the Spidey stuff. And the fact that the way that it ended, the way that Far From Home ended, and then the way that it led into like where it could go with Spider-Man 3, I'm like, yes, please, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my my camera, because in the StreamYard dashboard, I looked way better than I did in the actual stream. And now that Jay is gone, I look better. So he must have been hogging my bandwidth or something.
I know. Yeah,
you were copying.
I was like, why do I look super clear in StreamYard but terrible on YouTube? And I think I blame Jay.
Well, now Jay's back. Now Jay's back.
Well, now that I'm bumped up in priority, I hope that I've got the better quality now. But
somebody in the chat said the black guys always go first. Bravo, that was a good one, sir.
That's a good one. I like it. I like it.
Oh God!
I was actually weirdly enough, well, not weirdly enough. I was editing a piece about it earlier, but
go first.
The whole idea of Spider-Man being defined by Iron Man in the MCU, and I love Uncle Ben as much as the next person, and I'm trying to figure out if this was like a DC movie and I was more invested in it, how I would feel about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still think Uncle Ben is important. I think it's wrong to like dismiss him from the origin entirely.
Look at what he says. They need to show like a visiting of the grave, or something like that.
But they made Tony Stark the Uncle Ben now.
Well, exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say. Is and then people are really offended by that because it's not as true to the comics or it's not consistent with the other movies. But they created a universe in which, like, Tony Stark is the progenitor of all of this. Like, they can never get away from Stark tech, for example. Tony Stark is dead, but Spider-Man's suit is Stark tech. War Machine is still out there. Like, Stark tech is going to be like a foundation of the MCU going forward because it has to be, because it's a shared universe.
Yeah.
And so, like, you look at like what the DCEU is doing, and it's like, I feel like maybe being mad that Tony Stark is Spider-Man's Uncle Ben is similar to like being mad that Batman's first movie is Batman v Superman. But you're introducing him to a universe where Superman exists. So like you have to, like, you can't do that without bringing them against each other. And so if you're going to bring Spider-Man into a world where it's dominated by superheroes already and the top dog is Tony Stark, and you look at the character of Peter Parker as well as I know it in the comics or the shows or the other movies, he would look up to someone like Tony Stark, right? Not only is Tony smart and very like similar to like what Peter would want to be, but also he's the superhero that like would have been inspiring to Peter as he became a superhero himself. So yes, it's a departure of from the comics. Yes, you lose Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
but how much does it impact the character?
But that's true. But
I don't think it's the same as like replacing Thomas and Martha Wayne. I don't think it's the same as that. It's very different because like his arc is still the same. It's just the names of the people that inspire it are different. And I'm sure that makes some people mad, but it's just kind of what I've been grappling with recently. Which I feel like if I was more invested in Spider-Man as a character or a franchise, I'd probably be defending it with that argument.
But I think that hurts Spider-Man too, because he always will be an Iron Man shadow. Like Iron Man was like his name was still ringing in the last Spider-Man movie, and I thought to myself, that's hurting Spider-Man because if you look into the comics or the animated series or whatever, Spider-Man is the #1 guy in Marvel. He's the leader.
But they lost that opportunity. That was never an opportunity for the MCU.
That's true.
And so so you have to introduce him in Tony Stark's shadow. He was always going to be in Tony Stark's shadow. And unless it was just never like, if you're going to bring him into the MCU at all, he has to be in Tony Stark's shadow, and there's no other way to do it.
Yeah. But now it's going to be interesting to see how that flips. Like, how would they make Spider-Man the #1 guy now?
Well, and that's the tough part about it. Because now that Tony Stark is gone, are you really going to be like, oh, it turns out Uncle Ben was a big deal? Well, no, because then you undercut 20 movies worth of development making Tony Stark so important.
Yeah.
So
they're past that origin point right now.
Yeah, because Aunt May is like Aunt May. They try to make Aunt May like she's hot now.
She is hot.
She is hot.
I mean, you know,
she's right.
Come on, no, we don't need that disrespect for. We don't need that May disrespect as if she wasn't hot in the other franchises.
Hey, Todd, but I was digging her in fucking Spider-Man 2 when she was falling from
believe there's a hero in all of us, Dave. Come on.
I know, jeez. Give me some of that. No, but you're right, Stephen. Like the fact that they didn't have Spider-Man at the beginning, and you got to wonder, like, what what would the MCU have been like if they had Spider-Man at the beginning? Would he have been right there at the front lines of like the start of the whole thing? Who knows what would have happened? But the fact that they didn't have him, they had to introduce him in Civil War. And it wasn't even like they didn't even know if they could put him in Civil War. That's why it's like you sell shots without him in it.
Well, that was supposed to be when they wrote it. They wrote Black Panther as the wild card character was supposed to be Black Panther. He was the one that they were like fighting over. He was caught in the middle, and then they got the rights to Spider-Man, and it was like, well, I mean, this is the best place to introduce him.
And then people cannot be, when the Fantastic Four comes into play, there's going to be a connection to Tony Stark. I can't see that not.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's gonna be a flashback where Reed Richards is at a conference with Tony Stark and
exactly. And I mean, look what happened in Spider-Man: Homecoming. They were selling the tower, and everybody's like, "Is the tower gonna be the fucking that tower?"
But this is what always threw me off, though. Okay, that Civil War, that should have been another Avengers movie. You freaked up. Of course. You freaked up the Captain America thing because that Winter Soldier. That was like groundbreaking for a superhero movie.
Marvel. That's my favorite MCU movie.
I wanted to see more of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You should have just slapped that as the Avengers Civil War movie.
I agree with that. Well, and also as a result, the whole Iron Man Captain America conflict presented in Civil War is never really fully developed. It's a great concept, and they put a lot out there. Obviously, they had fanboys arguing over whose side are you on, Captain America's or Iron Man's. Somehow there are people that chose Iron Man's side. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
But yeah, you're right. That could have been a great Iron Man movie. And then the fallout from it. The problem is partially in the buildup, but the buildup was pretty good. But mostly in the fallout, because the second Civil War is over, you're jumping into Thanos, and so the best you can do to resolve the Captain America and Iron Man conflict is Tony Stark being like, I needed you and you weren't there. And it's like, that's great, but like, why didn't we have you don't feel
the fallout. You don't have time to feel that. Yeah.
And I don't know. And I would, if someone else was saying what I'm saying to me, my response would just be that it's a shared universe. And you don't have that luxury. Like you either do none of the stories or you do all of them, but you can't, it's not the comics. And so, like, the Civil War movie was never going to be the Civil War comic. You got Spider-Man is already unavailable, and you're introducing him fresh, so you can't have that whole taking off the mask. I'm Peter Parker.
There's no secret identity issue. Right?
Yeah. There was never even.
Everybody knows who everybody is.
Yeah.
And they never had the option. It's not like they made a bad decision to not do that earlier in the franchise, because when they started, they didn't even have the rights to Spider-Man, and they were just doing the best they could with what they had. And now they have all the stuff that people always wanted them to have, but Tony Stark is the godfather of all superheroes in this universe, and so it's just kind of the curse of superhero movies or of shared universes, right? They're either going to break continuity and change all of that, or they're going to stick with what they have and build on it thematically. Or find some sort of middle ground.
But according to the Sony deal, couldn't they snatch Spider-Man up anytime they want?
Sony?
Yeah, like
Sony owns it.
Well, contractually, they've agreed to share him for now. But
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
when the contract is done, I mean, they own Spider-Man. So if the contract is done, they don't want to renew. That's why people were coming at me when the deal was up. I was always saying, A, Spider-Man is going to be back in the MCU, but B, it's going to be on Sony's terms. And people were like, Disney. Nobody says no to Disney. And I'm like, no, Sony has Spider-Man. Disney can't have them. Sony agrees.
They have gold. Yeah.
So they can
had by the balls, and they got everything they wanted.
Anytime they feel like it, they can gotcha, bitch. They could do one of them, right?
Well, as long as it complies with the contract, they agree to one.
Someone memed that.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha.
Love that.
I see him grab Spider-Man.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know. It's all a big mess. It's all a big mess. And then I mean, in a perfect world, we can have a Spider-Man 3 where Spider-Man's on the run and he meets up with Charlie Cox's Daredevil. That would be fucking awesome. But of course, that's most likely that there's a slim to none chance that.
To me, that's kind of awkward though. Charlie Cox, come on.
What?
Come on.
He was a great Daredevil.
Yes, he was. Don't get me wrong, but he need to be in his own thing.
Yeah, I know, but
just,
I don't know.
Can you imagine if like he showed like people want him to show up in the MCU, but imagine if he actually did, just like someone's gonna start quipping at him and he's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
like I would want to see Charlie Cox in a Blade movie or something, you know?
Yeah.
Not something grand like Spider-Man, because Spider-Man fight big villains.
Yeah,
well,
Daredevil was Spider-Man for a while.
They share, you know, what's his name?
They cross over a ton because they're both
that's true.
They both fight Kingpin, so
they're both street level New York heroes. So there's some cool comics where they, like I said, like I think Daredevil has been Spider-Man and Peter Parker has been Daredevil a few times.
But you know, Charlie Cox,
Punisher
but if Charlie Cox get with Tom Holland Spider-Man, he gonna have to get soft. He gonna be soft.
It's not gonna fit.
Because the Netflix Daredevil is brutal.
Yeah,
I think all of them. Luke Cage.
It's just my wet dream of just having Spider-Man go down to bare bones, raw, gritty. You know. Yeah.
Well, that's the benefit of like
world.
That's why when people say like the Matt Reeves Batman has to be in the DCEU, it's like I want a DCU shared universe or a DC shared universe, but also like, hey, if someone's got an idea, they should be able to make it. Like that's how we got Joker. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, if you look at everything like comic books, I mean, obviously there's always one-offs, there's stories, there's graphic novels that have, you know, certain stories that don't connect to anything. If they're going to start treating the movies like that, like the Black Label stuff, I mean, you know, you can have a movie where you have like this own Joker story, and then some people might say like, well, maybe this Matt Reeves Batman, it's like they're just going to do a Bat universe. They're not going to be a Superman.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any of that. I mean,
it's like before, really, if you think about it, Tim Burton's Batman didn't really connect to anything. Superman Returns.
Well, I mean, and then when it went to Schumacher, remember when in Batman
Schumacher dropped a Superman reference?
Yes,
that's true.
The circus should be halfway to Metropolis right now, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I love that.
It exists. Holy shit! I remember just being so excited when he said that. I was like, "Oh, it's happening! It's happening! There's going to be a."
Which one is Schumacher with the credit card, the Bat credit card?
No, that was
Batman. Rush Schumacher too.
Robin, but Batman Forever, when Dick Grayson was like not about, you know, getting the charity and staying at the big Wayne mansion. He was about to leave, and Bruce just walks up to him and goes, "Where are you going to go? The circus should be halfway to Metropolis by now." And every fanboy was like, "Oh,
right." Well, even in Batman Rum, it says that's why Superman didn't have a.
That's why Superman
worked alone or something. Yeah,
that was right at the beginning. That was really
right at the beginning.
They pushed that big time.
I just want to know one thing. Why did the bat suit need nipples?
That was Schumacher. Well, Schumacher, he's he likes the guys. He likes the men. You know, he's that. So I think when I saw an interview where he was talking about it, he wanted it to make it feel more powerful, because I mean the whole thing about the superhero costume, the reason why there's underwear on the outside, because it goes back to like the
wrestling.
Yeah. Like those days where they fought like in their undies. So I think he wanted to like go past that and be like, let's put fucking nipples on it, you know? And
okay, that makes sense, because like in the Roman days, they had armor like that, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
for some
that route, and it didn't work. But and it sucks too, because I think the Kilmer costumes and the Robin costume and the Batman Forever are fucking legit, but then it's like you see the nipples and you're like, that ruins it.
I think people forget that like camp is not like an inherent, like camp is not a criticism. Camp is a legitimate like genre.
Yeah.
And
that's what it was.
And so, like, you look at what like the Schumacher movies were doing, and I feel like they were trying to do like a very 90s version of like the Adam West.
Oh, totally.
Batman.
There you go.
And
very relevant in Batman.
And that's what's in my mind when I watch that.
There's a version of that where like if you nail it, it's awesome. But they didn't go far. Like it's some weird middle ground where like it's campy as hell, but it's spinning out of the Burton ones, and so like they don't go all the way, and so it's, instead of being like this completely campy thing, it's it takes itself seriously, but then has nipples. And it's just
bat cards
and butt shots too.
Yeah.
Remember the butt shot where he was suiting up?
Mr. Freeze's lines are just hilarious. So
everybody chill.
Yeah.
The Ice Age. Yeah. I mean, you could quote that for days. I mean, and then it was always funny too because I remember like a lot of discussion when it came out. We're like, okay, there's nipples on the bat suit and the Robin suit. Why not the Batgirl suit? She's like wearing like a fucking deer.
It's kind of pointy. It's kind of
pointy, but you don't see nipples.
Yeah, you don't see nipples though. Yeah, you're right.
Come on. Yeah, I know. It's I'm anxious.
For the butt shots.
Speaking of like future DC products, I mean, obviously, or DCU movies. I mean, where's this Batgirl movie that we're supposed to be getting? I mean, she's supposed to be part of
with Joss Whedon. Okay.
Never existed.
Never. Yeah, I
know.
You
know what though? I still believe this though.
What?
George Clooney would have made an amazing Batman if it was in a different time.
Yeah.
He's a good Batman for that campy stuff, like Steven was talking about. Like he does that
renewed Adam West
bobblehead thing where he's like, "Hey, freeze!"
Imagine like look at George Clooney in any comedy he's done, like in any Coen Brothers movie.
Oh, he's great.
And then imagine that he's doing a modern or a '90s Adam West.
Yeah,
right.
What?
And like that I've always thought that someone could rescore and redo all the audio on those movies, and add and add like the Bam Pow bubbles and stuff to the movies, and they would improve like tenfold.
Okay. I could have sworn someone did that on a YouTube.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah. I could have sworn I saw that.
Somebody probably did something like that, or we can contact Garza. He'll probably do it. But yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Whatever happened to Alicia Silverstone?
I don't know.
She was in a great movie.
Did she say she wanted to come back as Batgirl? Like,
she
playfully, and they just took that quote and made articles out of
it. They make headlines out of it, but I mean, she said like, that'd be cool to do that now. Yeah,
but she was in a great movie that's underrated where it was when she was real young, and she was stalking this guy.
Poison Ivy.
No, it's not Poison Ivy.
What are you talking about?
She was like a little girl, and this guy he had moved into her parents. Her parents had to have been loaded because they had like a pool house. And he was
with Carl Weather. The guy from
what's the guy from Men in Tights?
Bride?
Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Carrie Elways.
Carrie Elways. Yeah, he was. Yeah, she was stalking him. Yeah,
she was stalking him. That was a great movie, man. I used to watch that all the time with Alicia Silverstone. Dave, you're supposed to be the movie
evil
man.
I know, but I thought
she was the evil one.
She was actually she was an evil girl because remember she knocked out her dad at the end. Remember she knocked him out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because I remember like she was in a movie called Poison Ivy, which
what was that movie called? People in the chat, help us out. That movie was great.
It was a movie called
Poison Ivy. She was in. It was also Next Door Girl or something. The Crush.
The Crush.
Yes, 1993. Yes, I remember that. I was
thinking I don't know. Yeah, there you go. The Crush.
Right. She did her thing acting wise in that movie, man. I'm telling you. That's why I was surprised she just fell off the map. But I know when that Batman came out, I can understand.
I'm wondering.
She's a great actress, though.
She's a great actress.
A lot of people think of her Clueless. Nah, man. Watch The Crush.
That was her big role. Was Clueless? It's huge. That's right. The Crush. I don't know. There was a movie called that was Drew Barrymore. That's what I was thinking about. I think Drew Barrymore was in the movie called Poison.
I remember that because I used to sneak and watch that when I was a little kid, Dave.
And then right here she was always in those Aerosmith movies with Liv Tyler.
And she was young on those.
Yeah,
she was in Batman Forever too.
Yeah,
and let me tell you what was creepy about them Aerosmith videos.
I love that movie.
This is the creepy thing about them Aerosmith videos. Liv Tyler was in them videos, and that's his daughter.
Weird. That was kind of weird. There was like a video of her like stripping and shit. I'm like, dude,
Dave, I used to watch that as a little boy like this.
Oh yeah, of course. But now that you're an adult, you're like, dude, that was your fucking daughter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Poison Ivy.
Yes.
There was a series of Poison Ivy movies.
Elisa Milano.
The second one was Alyssa Milano. The third one was Jamie Presley.
Well, Jamie Presley.
And those weren't like DC Poison Ivy though, right?
No. Of course,
no.
Come on.
What are we talking about?
Poison Ivy we had was Uma Thurman, yes, which was her worst fucking performance ever.
Those rubber lips.
Maybe that Avengers movie that she was in with Ray Fiennes was also pretty bad, but I don't know. But that
Avengers.
Remember that? Not
the top hat and the umbrella and oh my god.
Yes. Woo,
I remember those.
That took me back.
There was another movie like that too with the first 007. What's the first 007?
Oh, Sean Connery, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That was a great movie.
That's right. They were
his
trying
last
to build a franchise there, And I think I wouldn't be surprised. I think they were trying to build something up to with the Universal Dark Universe, whatever the hell they were trying to do. They were trying to build something up with that. They had.
They were trying to make a shared universe like before there was a shared universe. But you know what their problem was though?
Huh?
They didn't give all the characters solo movies first.
First. Yes.
Jeez. I mean, what's funny though? It's like going back to Kevin Smith because we were talking about him earlier. I mean, he had a shared universe before shared universes were like a thing. He had the VST universe, which was his production company.
I agree.
Yeah, that's where he had Jay and Silent Bob.
My favorite Kevin Smith movie is with the Angels.
Dogma. Yeah.
Dogma is a good movie.
But Jay and Silent Bob just showed up through all those, and then you had the Avengers movie, which was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and you literally had Ben Affleck playing dual roles. You had Jason Lee playing dual roles because he always used the same actors, and it was great. I thought it was fantastic. The fact that they went through all the different little characters that they did, and and then it's still happening. Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Have y'all seen that? I need to see that.
You should. I mean, the Ben Affleck scene is the best scene of the whole movie.
Yeah, because he always have Ben and what's his homeboy name?
Jason
Lee.
No, wasn't Ben Affleck best friend? Matt Damon.
Matt Damon's in it too. He's got a cameo. Matt Damon's cameo is more of a joke. Like Ben Affleck's is actually
fucking great.
In Jay and Silent Bob reboot, Ben Affleck's cameo or short scene is the equivalent of the Silent Bob Speaks scene in every other Jay and Silent Bob movie. Whereas in Jay and Silent Bob reboot, it's the Silent Bob Speaks scene is not as it's okay.
Yeah.
But the equivalent of that in the reboot is from Ben Affleck though. That's the one that brings it home. There you go.
Watch it because it's really great. And the backstory about it too was they didn't talk for 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
And when they were doing this movie, somebody was doing a press junket for what's the movie that was on Netflix that Ben Affleck starred in? What was that?
The Way Back? No.
It was Triple
Frontier.
No, it was Kevin McCarthy. Did that? Yeah.
Frontier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about me in the chat. Look, this is the Vodka stream. I'm real forgetful with names.
The way that came about was he was on a press junket for Triple Frontier, and somebody goes, "Hey, Jay, Kevin Smith's making a Jay and Silent Bob movie. Are you in it?" And he goes, "I haven't been called." And then they were right in the middle of making it, and people were like, "Dude, did you hear? Your buddy who does press junkets goes, ask Ben Affleck if he was in the movie, and he said he hasn't been called. You should call him." And he he wrote out this text. He wrote out this text, and he was going to send it. Or no, he wrote out a tweet and he was going to send it. And they're going dude, a tweet? Really? You're going to do a tweet? Fucking send a text, dude. Private. And so he goes, okay. So we did the text. And apparently Ben Affleck, I think he said Ben Affleck said, he asked, who is this? when he responded, he didn't know exactly who it was because I guess he didn't know exactly.
Well, no, it was even,
huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, then they started going back and forth talking about hey, I'm doing Jay and Silent Bob. If you want to do it, I want you to play Cockknocker, which was a character in who was played by Mark Hamill, and Mark Hamill couldn't do it because he's doing Star Wars stuff. He goes, if you want to come and play Cockknocker, fly to New Orleans. It'll be a couple few days, a week, whatever. Just do that. And he goes, okay. And then people were like on the set were like, his crew were like, dude, you got Ben Affleck back. You're gonna make him play Cockknocker? He played some of your pivotal roles. Have him play Holden McNeil.
Holden McNeil created Jay and Silent Bob.
He created Man in Chronic.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
So then Kevin Smith wrote out a big giant monologue about being a father and all this, because that's what the Jay and Silent Bob is all about. Being a father.
Growing out of
that. Do that. And then he wrote this big long monologue that Ben Affleck memorized real quick. And then of course there was like a little bit of a BBS thing where Ben Affleck had fun, about a Martha joke, and he looked at the camera. It was great. It was perfectly executed, and
so good.
It was my favorite scene of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. But I love hearing stories like that because they're just so real that they still had a relationship where, hey, I want you in this movie. Okay, when and where? I like that.
Here's the part that you missed, Dave, that I was going to bring up, though, that with the text, what he actually sent him was he said, when he texted, he said, to paraphrase the sad old King Osric and Conan the Barbarian, there comes a time when the jewels cease to sparkle, when the gold loses its luster, when the throne room becomes a prison, and all that is left is a director's love for the people he used to make pretend with.
You know what, Kevin?
After a long beat of wondering how he'd receive this, my estranged friend wrote back and said, of course you still liken yourself to a king.
That's awesome. See, that's awesome. It's stuff like that. And then Kevin even said, when Ben Affleck showed up and he was in his trailer and people were like, hey, Affleck's here. He's in his trailer. Go see him. I mean, they hadn't seen each other in like 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Apparently they walked in there and they just hugged for 5 minutes.
Because Affleck had just gotten out of rehab and Kevin Smith had just gotten out of a near death experience. Yeah.
You know what's cool? It's cool to watch all that, knowing all that's in the background, knowing the past, knowing what Ben's been through. And it makes it so much more than it's probably at face value when someone who doesn't know any of the background of these actors.
Exactly.
Well, and then even like the more that you know about this stuff, the more the movie is too, because the movie is very much like, it's not a great movie unless you're like a hardcore fan and love the inside jokes. But the more you know about it, the more you know that Kevin Smith is writing about his life, and Affleck is talking about his life in his cameo, and Jay Muse is talking about his life, and all these roles are all about.
And that's another thing. Steve, that Ben Affleck was like so like just flabbergasted about was the fact that the last time that Ben Affleck talked to Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes was like addicted to fucking drugs, going down a bad path. And Jason Mewes has been sober for like 6-7 years. And he was like, just like, wow. He kept on, I guess Kevin Smith kept saying like, yeah, Ben Affleck would be like, dude, Jason, did you know that he's a fucking father now? The daughter in the reboot, that's Jason Mewes' daughter that plays Ben Affleck's daughter. That's Jason Mewes' daughter.
Well, which is so fitting because like Harley Quinn, well, I don't want to spoil it. Kevin Smith's daughter is in it also. Like there's a lot, like I said, it's just full of like, if you know if you love the VSQ universe and you know these characters
and the
actors, also know the actors behind it and their relationship and how they all came up in Hollywood together, it's even like, because I was not a huge Kevin Smith. I liked him and what I've seen, but like I never watched all of VSQ stuff, and I binged it all back in like February or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
And man, it was so satisfying then to watch Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I was like, I would have hated this movie if I didn't love Ben Affleck and love Kevin Smith and like have a connection to these characters. Because it's like he's not trying to make a good movie. It's like he's trying to make a movie that him and his friends like, which is immediately enjoyable because you know that he's like, I don't care if you like it, we like it. And I
think he actually says that for some of his movies.
He does.
He makes movies for what his friends play.
Well, exactly. Well, that's what Snyder says too, right? He says, I make movies for myself.
See, there you go. Zack Snyder and Kevin Smith should do a movie together, and we should probably end this thing on. I don't know why people aren't you Booger from Revenge of the Nerds? I don't know why I'm now getting that.
But you know what? I don't care because Revenge of the Nerds is one of the dopest.
It is a classic.
I wanted to be in the land of Landers.
Oh my god!
I love that movie. And the dude that played what was the big strong guy name in that movie? I love him. What is that dude name? He was in the Kumite with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Asian dude, right?
I know his name in the movie, but
I don't know his actual name.
Hogarth. Wasn't it Hogarth?
Something like that.
I love Hogarth though. What happened to him?
Oh, is it Ogre?
Ogre. It's Ogre.
Yeah,
Look, y'all, this is the Vodka stream where you can get
yeah, we're all fuzzy minded, but I think
where's Ogre? Where's Ogre? Is he still acting?
His name is Donald Gibb.
Where's Donald Gibb?
Jackson?
I don't know.
He plays Zangief in Street Fighter. Remember Street Fighter?
Oh, that's right. He's all.
Oh wait, I thought that was someone else.
Yeah, he said. Remember they was looking at the camera, and the boss was about to hit them.
They did the poses from the fucking video game. Fucking oh my god, man! That Street Fighter movie, I tell you what,
that was horrible
when I was a kid, but it's so bad.
It's bad.
It's bad, but I like it.
Yes, it's so bad, it's good.
Mortal Kombat's better.
I mean, Raul Julia. I mean, he was a beast as Bison. He's totally not what Bison should have been, but he's still.
You talking about Gomez? I wanted to be Gomez from the Addams Family. The way he do the walk,
dude. Those movies were great.
Gomez was smooth, man.
Dude, Addams Family and Addams Family Values.
Those are two classic movies. The Addams Family movies. People sleep on the Addams Family, man.
Dude, I tell you what. I mean, when I still haven't watched the new animated one where Oscar Isaac is the voice of Gomez Addams, and I even said it on the Sucker Punch watch. I'm like, I mean, when you see Oscar Isaac when they're in the burlesque level of the whatever the hell world, I guess you could say, he looks like Gomez Addams.
I could see Oscar Isaac playing Gomez.
Yes, he's got.
I can see that.
Got the pinstripe fucking suit. I'm like, he's Gomez, and then he ended up voicing Gomez in the animated movie, which I still haven't watched yet. I heard it was great. I remember covering all the box office, and it actually did well in the box office. So I still got to catch it because I remember watching even the old cartoon on not the old cartoon, but the cartoon on Saturday morning that they had.
I remember that.
Yeah, I loved that. I mean, as soon as when I saw those Addams Family movies, I was like a fan. I watched the old black and white TV shows when it came out because I was super fascinated about that. I don't know, that family.
And Mark, you right. Ryu,
yeah.
He was the only good thing about that movie. He played a good Bison.
Yeah. I mean, he
not big or anything, but
he made it his own. I mean, if they're gonna do an M Bison, you need somebody who's like huge and just like and has that fucking like good chin. I'm all about good chin.
I just love that line where he says to Chun-Li says to you it's nothing, or to you it's that big thing, but to me it's just Tuesday. It was like,
yeah, I remember that.
It's like that was hilarious.
Then remember when he was like bombing stuff, like he was trying to bomb like Guile when he was going through like his stealth like boats, and he literally had like the console of like.
The console of the
arcade. He was like punching, and it was like what? Oh man,
it's enjoyable.
It was incredible.
Mark said he died filming it. I didn't know that he died during filming.
He died after.
Not filming. He died after. But
I'm about to say because it looked like the movie was complete. He died at the end.
He died after. There was like another movie that he did, and there was one more movie that he did after Street Fighter, and then he passed away.
Man, that dude was one heck of an actor. He would have been
fucking phenomenal. He was fucking phenomenal. But yeah, you're right. Symfinity and Beyond, MK Annihilation was way worse.
So much worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. I think we should end on that, boys.
Well, can I derail that like I always do?
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, hold on.
Did you guys talk about the Harley Quinn show before I got on?
Yeah, we did.
No, okay, cool.
We did. We did.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We didn't get your opinion on. That's true. We went off so many topics. So okay, let's not end it yet. Let's get some input on the whole Harley Quinn.
When I made that screenshot with Joss Whedon, I went back through the last episode to grab screenshots from it, and I was at like 20 minutes before the end of it, and you did your whole like, oh, we should probably wrap up, and then I was like, oh, how about it's like my job on the show is to wait for you to be like, well, that's enough, and then I'm like, well, let's talk about one more thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I want to get your input on that. What was your input on that whole thing?
I don't know that I necessarily had anything bigger than what you guys said. I just want to make sure it wasn't missed. But I just think it's funny how everyone was expecting people to be like all upset about it when like it's not really that scathing.
It's not.
Like it's I don't know. Like it was just weird. Like everybody was like, oh, this like Snyder fans are gonna be so mad, and they're not mad, and like you're just pretending not to be mad. And it's like I don't know why. Like,
the Snyder Cut haters wanted us to hate it.
Oh yeah, they wanted meltdowns. There are some people that
celebrated it instead.
But we made it when we saw that on the screen, we was like, yeah.
No, I was blown away to see that in a Harley Quinn, a Warner Brothers DC universe. It's like a release of Snyder Cut is animated now. Like it's in an animation. That's how far it's gone. It's incredible.
Chris, I want to ask you a question real quick because you know your videos is the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning. But I was kind of I was kind of
in common with Zack Snyder.
Man, I'm telling you, Chris, during my time, his stuff be up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's awesome. But hey, I was wondering who was that said good. Thanks for being a good sport.
Oh, that was the showrunner. He was like a writer producer for the.
That was the showrunner.
The showrunner, yeah. There's two, I think, right? Him and
the producer.
I don't know. I say his last name.
But see, the haters, they're like, okay, that means that Warner's not gonna put it out. But you got the showrunner saying, "Thanks for being good sports."
I heard they bought the shirts.
Yeah,
they did. They
bought the shirts. Yeah.
Yeah,
they donated to AFSP and bought the shirts.
That's awesome, man.
See?
Yeah.
And if you go to their profiles and check out the tweets that they've liked, I mean, they've liked a ton of like really positive tweets from people.
So much.
Well, I also remember like this is animated, so like the production cycle, this was written like over a year ago, probably. And so it's not like they modeled it after like events that were happening last week necessarily.
That's true.
And also everyone's trying to treat this as like this is Warner Brothers taking a jab, but from what I've heard about it, from talking to some people, they did the writers did not like get any feedback on it from Warner Brothers. So this is not like something where an executive was like, you got to make this guy a douchebag Snyder fan. They just like wrote it in there. They just wrote this funny character and they made him like a Snyder Cut. Gave him a Snyder Cut shirt, and then I guess like the Warner Brothers, like whoever reviewed it or whatever, like saw it, but they didn't give any notes. Like, oh, you need to not have that. Like, there was just like no feedback on it. They were just like, oh yeah, let's go ahead, and make that episode.
If you watch the show, they trash everybody.
Oh, they trash the entire.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like it's like taking something from South Park and being like, you see, this proves. It's like no, they're just whatever the funniest joke is. That's what they're gonna say. Like regardless if it's like true or not.
It was funny because I had like somebody in my mentions go, they would never make fun of the SJW, like Birds of Prey, like feminist stuff. I'm like, dude, Dr. Psycho's like whole backstory is about how woke everything is. The fact that he said the C word on
Dr. Psycho is hilarious.
Dude, he's so fucking great. You know, I mean, every character has their own thing, and like his whole backstory is the fact that he said this. Like he said,
he called Wonder Woman the C word. And the Injustice League was like, this does not represent the value of the Injustice League. Like, we may be villains, but we do not resort to such a low.
I mean, like, come on. It makes and then like it makes it when Superman showed up, he was a fucking douchebag. He was a douchebag. You know? I mean, everybody gets their. It's just fantastic. I mean,
because didn't know one of the episodes Superman let Robin get his butt kicked.
Oh no, like it was the episode where Harley Quinn was trying to have an arch nemesis, and like Superman shows up.
Yeah, I remember Robin was in that. He was in there too.
And it's fucking little Damian Robin. It's like,
it's
he
put the bat suit on. He's like the short little Batman.
That scene was great.
It was great.
And just Gordon is tabloids like start writing like that. Like what Robin did it sound like a rumor about like a romance or something, but at least it was like, I mean, it wasn't romance, but it played the same way where they were like, oh, Harley Quinn and Nemesis Robin, and she's like, damn it, he's not my nemesis.
It makes fun of I mean, even like Wonder Woman's like watching the news, eating her own cereal, having like something over her like lip to like get rid of her mustache.
Have you seen the new episode? Or outside of the Snyder Cut part, have you seen the new episode?
I haven't seen it yet.
So it's hilarious. Like Riddler or no, Two-Face and Bane team up to like run a section of New Gotham, and Bane is just hilarious because he's a joke on
punching bag.
He's a Tom Hardy joke from
Yes.
So
often. Yeah.
So Two-Face has this poster where he's like, look, Bane, we're running this section of the East New Gotham or whatever it is that they're running, and he's like, this is our poster, and it's a picture of Two-Face on it, and Bane's like, but I'm not even on that poster. And he's like, no, look, you're right there. And they point to the shadow. He's like, oh, that's a shadow. I was born there, but it's not.
It's just stuff like that. Like when they're like sitting around and they give Bane like the little chair to sit on.
It's an office chair. Like,
they gave him that seat. They gave him that chair because they thought it was funny.
Exactly. Well, then Two-Face is like trying to make nice with him, and he gives him an office chair. And he's like, oh, the lumbar support is far superior.
I mean, Chris,
seriously, Chris, somebody, we got memed on Twitter. You want me to read you? Yeah, let me read what it says. Okay, it says, Fatal J says, Chris, your videos are the first thing I watch every day when I wake up. Chris says, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw it. It's all right there. Yeah.
Man,
that was a good one.
And people would think you're Canadian.
That was pretty good. I like that. I see it right here. Right here.
Is it?
Right there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be Krypton.
That was a good one.
I love it. All right, that's a good note to go on, boys.
Actually, I had one more thing.
Okay. Oh shit.
No, go ahead.
Pour another one.
I gotta pee. I know,
right?
Let's finish this up.
I'm already done with this.
All right. Here's the last one, boys. I appreciate you coming in. This was a lot of fun, as always. Go ahead and plug yourself, Mr. Chris Swenson. Go ahead and plug yourself.
Chris from Ping Pong Flick Show.
There you go. You subscribe to the channel. Mr. Fatal J, Ninjas Never Die.
Fatal J, where you see content where midget strippers jump through fire flames. Check out my channel. Love you. Yeah. Bye.
If you don't subscribe, just from hearing that, I don't know.
You better subscribe to that. And Mr. Steven,
I don't know how to follow that one.
I know.
Yeah, so I write for Screen Rant, and I am a co-host on the BVS by the Minute podcast, and you can find me on Twitter at SM Colbert. Watch the Clone Wars; it's fucking awesome.
There you go. I don't exactly have midgets, jump through,
but you could.
But I could try. I can look into it. But you guys know what to do. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. All the stuff down below. You know what it is. All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.
You.
Cheers, guys. See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.